For the first time this season, Wareham on a 3-game winning streak headed into a pivotal battle with the Cotuit Kettleers tonight at Spillane Field. Dan Shalam with you alongside Joe Henry here on the Cranberry Federal Credit Union pregame show. Joe, Wareham enters this game just 1 game back of Cotuit for that final playoff spot, and they've been playing their best baseball as of late.
It's been an incredible run for the Gatemen this past week. They shut out the league's best team in YD yesterday, their first shutout of the year, the first shutout loss for a YD team that has led the league in offense all year. This Gatemen staff has allowed just 4 runs in its last 3 games. That's the best mark in the Cape, and if you stretch it back even beyond the winning streak this past week, but the past 2 weeks, the Gatemen not just have a top 3 pitching staff with a 3 ERA, but also are 3rd in the league in hitting. So yeah, they've been flat out one of the league's best teams with the past couple weeks, and a chance to put a stamp on that today, because with the win over Cotuit, they now hold the season advantage in head-to-head tiebreaker and would be, for the first time this summer, provisionally in a playoff spot.
Shows you how big this matchup is. You talked about the pitching a little bit. How about Sahil Patel yesterday and Jake Schweitzer? Only took 2 arms to get the win against a league-best YD team.
Yeah, a 2-hitter, the least hits that this team has allowed all season. It comes from a guy in Patel who had not started not just this summer, but even in his spring season with Ohio State. And that's the kind of contributions we've seen routinely from this pitching staff over this stretch. And it's so pivotal because with the rainouts and with all these scheduling changes, the Gatemen have had as grueling a stretch as any team in the league. But because of these heroic performances on the mound, they've saved all their arms. And now in these next 2 days before the All-Star break, they have everyone at disposal to try and get 2 more wins.
Ryan Smythe said that he wanted this stretch, and it's been paying dividends for the Gatemen squad. We talk about the skipper for Wareham. The 3rd member of our crew, CeCe Gabriel, is standing by with him now.
Thanks, guys. Here with Gatemen manager Ryan Smythe. Smythe, just yesterday, a big win against the top team in the CCBL. It was a defensive performance from all your guys. Which play was the biggest one to make you smile yesterday?
Any of the ones that got outs yesterday. It was a great defensive game. Obviously, Dubovic's play was huge in the outfield, laying out for that. But it was a really well-pitched game on our part. Patel and Schweitzer handling that game themselves, picking us up when we needed it, and throwing up zeros to, a really good team out here. So, it was Dubovic and a really well-pitched performance.
Well, with your team, you're now 6 of 10 games won so far. You've talked about momentum all season long. What's the biggest difference between the team now versus the team we saw at the beginning of the season?
I don't know if there's much of a difference. It's just we've found ways to win games now, and that out here can, you can run with that for a little bit, right? And I've said it before, you can run with it the other way, and we showed that early on, but now there's just a little bit of a different bounce in the step and a little different vibe, and it's good for them to experience that and have that feeling now, and hopefully they don't want to go back to where it was before. But I'm really excited where our guys are at, and they know what today means, and that was the cool thing, is hearing that when the guys were walking in the locker room of, kind of knowing what this game means and what it can do for us going forward.
What's been the way to win?
Good pitching, good defense, timely hitting. That's everything, right? That's baseball right there. If you're gonna do 2 out of the 3, you're gonna have a really good chance. I've said that before, and we've been, for the most part, doing pretty much 3 out of 3, and that's the reason we've been having some success here.
Well, building off of the momentum that you currently have, what's the next step to get a win against Cotuit tonight?
Just keep playing the same game we've been playing as of late, right? And if we do that, then we give ourselves a shot in the end, and that's all you can ask for.
Well, thanks for your time, Coach. Guys, back to you.
Thanks so much, CeCe. Excited to hear from you throughout tonight's game. All good. 3, 2, 1. Thanks so much, CeCe. Excited to hear your reporting throughout tonight's game. Joe, an interesting pitching matchup tonight. We got Peyton Lee on the bump for Wareham, and then Jacob Burnham going for the Kettleers, a guy who pitched against these Gatemen the last time these two teams played.
Yeah, I like this matchup a lot. Lee, a guy who has provided, if nothing else, a lot of stability as a starter. This is going to be his 5th start of the summer. Got roughed up a little bit in the loss against Chatham. Really, the walk has been the issue. He's issued 16 free passes, just 11 strikeouts, but he's a guy who certainly has that kind of strikeout stuff, and maybe he can learn a thing or two from the rest of this pitching staff, which is leading the league in strikeouts in the past 2 weeks. I think he's due for a bounce-back performance and that he's looked better than the numbers have indicated. And on the other side, as you said, with a guy like Burnham, someone that the Gatemen have faced before and roughed up pretty good. And in the past week, the Gatemen have already faced a couple of lefty starters. Burnham a southpaw as well. The Gatemen have won both of those games.
You mentioned Burnham. He went 2 innings, gave up 2 runs, headlined by a Jason Wax 2-run home run against these Kettleers. He's not in the lineup tonight, but Wareham certainly searching to get back to that same scoring prowess against the starter for Cotuit. A huge one here at Spillane Field tonight. Myself and Adam Hipsky will have your call with first pitch coming up next.
Hey, it's me, Wizzy. Water Whiz is the ultimate vacation. Huge slides, a not-so-lazy river, and more ways to cool off than you can count. Plan ahead and save. Tickets as low as $39.95. Rally your crew and lock in your date.
For a good piece of glass, call Abby, located at 3 Tyler Avenue in East Wareham. Call Abby Glass and Locks about getting a free quote for your windows, doors, locks, and other glass needs.
Hi, this is Stephen Goulston. Homeowners choose Mario's Roofing because we're fair, honest, and provide quality services. Call Mario's Roofing today for a free estimate. 781-3...
Game 27 of the Cape League season comes with some serious West Division playoff implications. Cotuit travels across the bridge to face a red-hot Wareham team, winners of 4 of its last 5 and each of its last 3. Welcome into Spillane Field, everyone, with Dan Shalam. I'm Adam Hipsky. Happy to have you along on the ride on this Thursday evening. Should be an excellent one for baseball, my friend.
Certainly, it's a beautiful evening outside. We got an 89-degree mark right now. Should be a fun one. 2 teams that are really trending in different directions as well. Wareham on the right side of things coming into this game.
All right, let's get into this matchup. We'll start on the Wareham side, coming off its biggest win of the season, a 1-0 victory over YD. The only one with an extra base hit in that was Levi Clark. He gets the start at first base today out of Tennessee.
And you see it right there, smoked the ball all the way into deep center field. It took a while for Brock Kettleson, the center fielder for YD, to even get to it. Clark's been swinging a really good bat. He has that extra base power. That you see that there, the double tied for second in the CCBL. He leads the entire team with 6 doubles. He has been a mainstay in this order. There's a reason that Ryan Smythe puts him in that spot. If you're looking for a guy that's going to put together quality at-bats and one's eventually going to fall, that's Levi Clark.
Levi Clark's been here since June 16th. On the Cotuit side, they've had to deal with a multitude of roster turnover, but it's a newcomer that's really caught the attention of skipper Rob Cooper.
Bat really well as of late, a 273 hitter, and he's just a guy that loves to go out there and battle. You see him there. He's got plenty of speed, hits in 12 of 13. He played with UCLA this past season. There's a reason this guy's at the top of the order. It's because he can produce, he can set the table, try and set up the rest of this Cotuit lineup to knock him in.
It's a Cotuit lineup that ranks 7th in the Cape League in runs per game, the same spot in batting average. Aiden Aguayo tries to set the table for the rest of this Kettleers lineup. They'll have to do it against a starter, Peyton Lee, that started to find his footing ever since Ryan Smythe moved him into the rotation.
He's been so much better in that starter role than he was when he was just a reliever at the beginning of this season. Lee, the righty, who is making his 4th start now of the season. Last time out against Chatham, he got banged up a little bit. 3 innings, 3 earned runs given up. But really, when you look at the body of work so far this season for Peyton Lee, it's been improvement upon improvement. You look for him to continue that against a Cotuit lineup that's definitely vulnerable to his stuff. Uses the slider and the fastball primarily. That's really going to work for him in this start. Ryan Smythe certainly hoping that they can get some length after a dominant pitching performance last night from Sahil Patel.
And needed just 2 arms yesterday. Peyton Lee trying to give Wareham some similar length. 1 appearance for Lee against Cotuit, but it's a much different lineup that they trot out today. Started by Aiden Aguayo, but plenty of guys that follow him that are capable, just out of sync right now for the Kettleers.
Yeah, when you look up and down the order for the Kettleers, a lot of guys batting averages that are hanging around the 200 mark. No one has necessarily been able to find your footing, and it's really hard when you lose a guy like Tage Davis, who is undisputedly one of the best players in college baseball, who started the year with the Kettleers. Now they're trying to manufacture some more of that production.
6 righties, 3 lefties for manager Rob Cooper. The Kettleers 9-15-2. The same amount of wins as the Gatemen, who come in at 9-17. The difference in the Cape League standings, the 2 ties that Cotuit has had. No fields at Lowell Park. They picked up 1 point, obviously, in the Cape League. 2 for a win, 1 for a tie. Kettleers, those 2 ties have been the difference. Final warm-up pitch from Peyton Lee, thrown down. He's set to deal to righty, lefty, righty. Top of this Cotuit order, Aiden Aguayo, Jake Canley, and Dawson Park, the minimum. And it starts with Aguayo, playing in his 14th game so far through his first 13 appearances in a Kettleers uniform. Hits in 12 of his 13. He digs in. Ready to go here at Spillane Field. Wareham can move into playoff positioning with a win tonight. Out of the windup, first pitch from Peyton Lee. Misses outside, 1 minute behind schedule, a 6:01 first pitch, and we are underway here in Wareham. 1 ball, no strikes. Lee's pitch. Hit on the ground, high chopper. DeGiorgio gloves at short, goes across the diamond in time. Gives us a chance to set the field defensively for the Gatemen after the 6-3 putout. Cohen Nicolai, after getting the day off catching yesterday, is back there today for the Gatemen. At third base, it's Connor Cuff and Henry DeGiorgio, who just made the nice play at shortstop to open this game up. R.J. Hamilton plays second for the Gatemen, and then Levi Clark, who we highlighted for a great offensive performance yesterday, he plays first. Pitch to Jake Canley is a called strike. 0-1 on the left fielder out of Indiana. Lee winds into the 0-1. Hit up the middle, snagged out of the air on a line by Henry DeGiorgio. Been a busy day for the shortstop so far.
They're shifting a little bit there on Hanley. You see it right here. That's not DeGiorgio's normal spot right off the bag on second, but clearly the scout worked because he took a single away from Jake Hanley right there.
Dawson Park set to step to the plate. Kettleers set to come to the field in the bottom half of the inning. First pitch to Park. Outside. 1 ball, no strikes. And in the outfield for Wareham, Dylan Dubovic in left. Chase Cruson makes his first start in center and just his second game of the summer for the Gatemen. And Foster Apple rounds out the starting 9 defensively in right field. Lee evens the count, 1 ball, 1 strike. Gatemen starting to play much better defense. It wasn't a super clean day yesterday, but enough to hang on for the win against YD. 1-1 cut on and missed. Lee trying to work a clean 1-2-3 first. Right-hander out of Arkansas, making his 5th start. 1-2. Outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Lee primarily 4 pitches, slider, fastball, sinker. Also has a changeup that he'll go to on a rare occasion. Mostly those first 3. 2-2. Outside. Count runs full on the third baseman, Park. It's 0 for 2 yesterday and a loss to Brewster. A shortened game at Stony Brook Field. But Cotuit no stranger to that. The payoff up and away. 2-out walk, first base runner of the day for Cotuit, and Peyton Lee has his first walk of the evening.
This is where Lee has really ran into trouble over his last few starts, is issuing the walk. He's given up at least 2 in every appearance he's had so far this season for the Gatemen. Had 3 last time against Chatham. So that's kind of the point of struggle for Peyton Lee, but a 2-out walk in the first shouldn't really affect him.
Second left-handed hitter of the day for Cotuit up against the righty starter Peyton Lee. It's Owen Pano, the shortstop. The runner on first. Lee comes home. Pitch outside, 1 ball, no strikes. Pano just finished up his sophomore season at Ole Miss. Started in 35 games. 1-0. Cut on and missed. Ball and a strike on the shortstop, Pano, who is still in his first 10 games of the summer for Cotuit, batting .182, making his 10th appearance of the summer. Look over on first, parked back safely. Base stealing threat on the bag. Parks swiped 4 so far this summer. It's just outside. Nikolai liked the spot. Said it's 2-1. Pano batting just .100 this summer with runners on. Right now, Park after receiving the 2-out walk. 2-1. Slider comes in at the hands. Pano holds, gets himself ahead in the count, 3-1.
And Pano had a breakout game last time against Bourne. 2 for 4 with the double. Not necessarily a guy you want to leave a pitch hanging to.
3-1. Outside, back-to-back walks issued by Peyton Lee. And Cotuit, without a hit, has 2 base runners in the top of the first.
Well, and again, we just talked about it. This is what troubles up Peyton Lee, is the walks. And his last start against Chatham, had a leadoff walk, and then that run came around to score. Had 2 walks in that second inning. It's mostly self-inflicted wounds. If he just pitches to the zone, he's magnificent.
He has not had a game where he's issued fewer than 2 walks. That includes back on June 13th when he pitched just 1 inning against Cotuit. First pitch to Jesse DiMaggio. The designated hitter is outside, and Nikolai wants to make sure he and the starter are on the same page, and Levi Clark comes in as well.
And it's Clark, a guy who's at first today but has been a catcher with another catcher in Nikolai, and both of these guys have caught Peyton Lee so far this season. Just what you want. That's really a leadership play there out of Levi Clark at first.
And you don't want to use a mound visit that early, but you'd rather use it now in a scoreless game before Cotuit pounces on an opportunity. 2 on, 2 outs. Slider comes in. Nice pitch from Peyton Lee. Started in on DiMaggio. Continued to break into that inside corner. Count 1-1. Lee looks back. Comes home with the 1-1. Swing and a miss. Back-to-back strikes after the quick mound visit. Lee with 18 pitches so far this inning. Changing his grip. Comes set. Gets the sign from Nikolai. The 1-2. Golfed out into shallow right field. Apple comes in. He's under it, makes the play for the 3rd out of the inning. Mound visit does wonders for Peyton Lee. Strands a pair. No hits, no runs, no errors in the field, and 2 left on for the Kettleers. Cotuit nothing, Wareham to swing it in the home half when we return on Cape League TV.
Cranberry Federal Credit Union stands apart by combining the heart of a community-driven credit union with the spirit of an educator. We don't just offer banking. We teach, guide, and support every step of the way, ensuring our members gain the confidence and financial stability to thrive. With deep local roots and a commitment to lifelong learning, we're more than a financial institution. We're a partner in your success. Finding a good personal injury attorney is very difficult. If you or your family member have been involved in an accident, hurt at work, suffered a slip and fall, or have been injured due to the negligence of someone else, contact the lawyers at Reddy Kiernan and McNally LLP today. They are experienced trial attorneys who practice in all the courts in the Commonwealth. The firm has been recognized by Best Lawyers in America for outstanding legal representation. Contact Reddy Kiernan and McNally LLP today. The firm is located at 267 Main Street in Wareham. Reddy Kiernan and McNally LLP also has offices in New Bedford and Falmouth. Call 508-295-0286 or visit their website at www.rkm-law.com. Cranberry Federal Credit Union has been proudly serving the community of Wareham since 1962. Please check out our rates for your borrowing needs. For the parents of children, explore a Cranberry Kids Club account and its 5% annual percentage rate for the first $500 deposited. Cranberry Federal Credit Union. We are harvesting financial success.
Bottom of the first at Spillane Field. Wareham trying to strike early. To do so, they'll go against the left-handed starter out of Boston College, Jacob Burnham, for the second time this summer against the Gatemen.
And the first time they got to him, that was in a relief appearance for him. And it was 2 innings of 2-run ball, headlined by a Jason Wax, a 2-run home run. And you see the numbers so far this season. It has not been Burnham's best stuff. This just his second start of the year. The ERA nearing 6 at this point. The last time he pitched was against Orleans in what was a 4-2 win, 2 2/3 in that one, with just 1 earned run given up. That on 54 pitches. Looks for something similar here against the Gatemen.
Yeah, Wareham on its first 3-game winning streak of the summer, but in Game 3 of that 3-game streak, they didn't score an earned run. It's a Wareham lineup that has started to find its footing, but it was kind of an interesting game yesterday and a similar lineup today for Ryan Smythe.
Yeah, and it's a lineup that has plenty of potential. You saw it throughout those first 2 games of the win streak where they put up 5 runs and 6 runs. You're not going to score 5 to 6 every day.
Starts with R.J. Hamilton, who takes a first pitch fastball outside corner for a called strike. Hamilton reached base once yesterday. Was caught stealing. The 0-1. Up and away, 1 ball, 1 strike. Hamilton, though, has really cemented himself as the leadoff guy on this team. One. Swung on and missed. Hamilton on a 4-game hit streak after being hitless last week against Chatham, but still hits in 12 of his last 13 games. Behind 1-2 here. Grounded over to third. Dawson Park gloves over to first in time. Gives us a chance to look at how Rob Cooper sends out the Kettleers defensively this evening. Dawson Park over on third. And the one that really draws my attention, Dan, is Tyler Bellin, the catcher, in just his 3rd game of the summer.
He's been good, too. So far this season has nabbed 2 runners on 6 attempts, so that'll be something interesting to see when Wareham gets some runners aboard, but definitely someone to watch out for.
And J.J. Moran in just his 3rd start of the summer over there at first. It's a clean outfield as well. Each of the 3 outfielders that are starting today for the Kettleers have yet to commit an error. First pitch to Connor Cuff is called strike. Cotuit, not a team that beats itself a ton. The 0-1. Hit up the middle, past the glove of Burnham, over to short. The throw on is in time. Nice job by Pano to range over after the deflection. 2 away. Good start for Jacob Burnham.
Certainly, he's forcing weak contact and ground balls off the first 2. And you thought Burnham had that one there for a second, but hits off his glove, and then Pano there to clean up the mess.
So Cotuit digs in now. Had the day off yesterday against YD, but his last appearance, Dan, his best of the summer. First guy to go 4 for 4 for the Gatemen.
And it was a day, too, where it wasn't home runs. It was 3 singles and a double. He was just hitting for contact and seeing the ball well.
Pitch outside, ball 1. Obviously a game tomorrow, Wareham on the road at Bourne, but then day off Saturday, and Cotuit will be a participant in the home run contest. Taps the 1-0 foul. And he's shown a ton of power throughout the summer. Leads the Gatemen in RBIs with 15, 4 home runs, along with 2 doubles. But like you said, it was notable that it was 3 singles because for a lot of the summer it was either extra bases or no bases for Cotuit.
Well, exactly, and that's what Wareham's been trying to do, is turn him into a more consistent hitter and use that power all the time.
2-1. Fouled out of play. Count evens 2 balls and 2 strikes. Peyton Lee retired the first 2 hitters in the top of the first before issuing back-to-back walks. Nikolai trying to give the Gatemen their first base runner of the evening. Burnham's 2-2. Inside, count runs full. Base is clear for Cotuit, batting .214 this summer. Payoff. Smoked. Deep to left field. Hanley goes back over his head off the wall. Nikolai, the extra base machine's got a 2-out stand-up double.
Well, you got to love that coming off of the Orleans game. Back-to-back games for him now where he's had extra bases and that ball was piped. If he just got a little bit more on it, probably would have been out of here. But now, the way that this lineup is formulated, you go Nikolai to another hard hitter in Levi Clark. Such a good opportunity here for Wareham for a 2-out RBI.
Wareham trying to strike first. Bottom 1. After Lee tossed a scoreless top of the first. Pitch. Swung on, grounded over to third. Park rifles on in time to retire the side. 2-out double, all Wareham gets in the first. 1 hit, no runs, no errors in the field. 1 runner left on for the Gatemen. We're through 1. It's a scoreless game here at Spillane Field.
Every child deserves the basics. Gifts to Give is making that happen, and you can help. Volunteer, donate, or shop their thrift store Saturdays. Visit giftstogive.org and make a difference today.
The Wareham-based AD Makepeace Company, founded in 1854, is North America's largest cranberry grower and a recognized leader in environmentally responsible real estate development and land stewardship. For 172 years, AD Makepeace Company has supported community events and organizations like your Wareham Gatemen. Visit admakepeace.com to learn more.
If you or a family member have been hurt at work, don't wait for the insurance company to discontinue your benefits or deny you medical treatment. Get an experienced workers' compensation attorney now before it's too late. The lawyers at Reddy, Kiernan, and McNally LLP have been practicing workers' compensation law for many years and are experts in the field of workers' compensation law. Having the advantage of retaining an attorney early on may make all the difference in your case. Know your rights, be prepared, and contact Reddy, Kiernan, and McNally LLP today. The firm is located at 267 Main Street in Wareham. Reddy, Kiernan, and McNally LLP also have offices in New Bedford and Falmouth. Call 508-295-0286 or visit their website at www.rkmlaw.com.
Top of the second, and Dan, these two teams awfully familiar with one another, played each other to start out the summer on opening day. Right now, Wareham trying to take that season edge after splitting the first pair of matchups.
I think this shows you how far Wareham has come. A 5-0 shutout loss to the Kettleers, and then you bounce back. That 5-2 win, too, was commanding. You had 10 hits in that one, 16 total bases. The Kettleers have been kind of trending down this season while Wareham is on the up.
Today, the Gatemen can move into that 4th spot in the West. Final playoff spot with a win. First pitch of the 2nd inning to Isaac Sturgis is a fastball that can't catch the zone for ball 1. Sturgis, the center fielder out of Michigan State. No score between the Gatemen and Kettleers. 1-0. Hit up the middle, comebacker. Lee snags it over to first in time. Good awareness from Peyton Lee. 1 up, 1 down, back-to-back innings. He's retired the leadoff guy.
Yeah, and that one came right back to where it was thrown from, straight up the middle, and Lee was ready. Just sticks the glove out, makes an easy play for the first out.
So J.J. Moran digs in, the first baseman from Stanford. Wareham and Cotuit will go at it twice more after today. July 24th and July 29th, the dates of those two matchups. Pitch outside. 1 ball, no strikes. And right now, both teams right there in the hunt for that final spot. Falmouth has a handful of more points on Wareham, but outside of that, you really feel like it's going to be the Gatemen and Kettleers that go down the stretch. Rounded over too short. DeGiorgio, he's had a busy day. Laser to first. Back-to-back groundouts to start the 2nd.
Well, and you were just talking about it. It kind of feels like this is becoming a 2-horse race now for that final playoff spot, with the rest of the teams in the West kind of getting ahead. Hyannis has pulled away. Bourne, I think, has solidified themselves as the top team right now in the division, and they'll probably win it. But really, between Cotuit and Wareham, it's wide open.
First pitch to Chase Kroberger. Fastball up and in at 91. Kroberger batting 136. Was 0 for 1 with a strikeout against Brewster yesterday. 1-0. Back to the fastball. This time catches the outside edge. 1-1 on Lee. From Lee, rather. The base is clear. Exact same spot he was last inning. Swing and a miss. 1-2 the count. Went 2 up, 2 down to start the first, and then had a couple of walks. Worked around it, though, with a fly out to the 5th hitting Jesse DiMaggio. Looking for a clean frame. Swung on and missed. First strikeout of the day for Peyton Lee. He goes 1-2-3 in the top of the 2nd. No hits, no runs, no errors in the field. Nobody left on base. Wareham trying to get on the board first when we return. It's 5-6-7 due up for the Gatemen on Cape League TV.
Hey, Gatemen fans, give it up for a hometown MVP, Harvey Waste and Recycling. Just like the Gatemen clean up on the field, Harvey keeps our communities clean every day. Big hits, clean streets, and reliable service you can count on. Now that's a winning team. Visit elharveynewbedford.com or call 508-995-0544. Harvey New Bedford, keeping Wareham game ready all season long.
Searching for a golf cart, street legal low-speed vehicle, or utility vehicle? Come visit C2 Vehicles in Wareham or online at c2vehicles.com. Trusted across the South Coast, Cape and Island since 1978, C2 Vehicles has the ride for work, play, and everything in between. Broken PS5 or Xbox? A-Plus Repair specializes in all repairs, including game consoles, computers, smartphones, and tablets. Walk-ins are welcome, and most repairs are done in less than an hour. 508-962-2394 or aplusrepairs.net for more info.
Reed Custom Soils, a subsidiary of the AD Makepeace Company, is New England's most experienced precision soil blender. Reed is the leading provider of lightweight planting soil for green roof installation, stabilized stone dust for nature paths and pedestrian walkways, bioretention and rain garden soils, and specialized soils for athletic fields, including your Spillane Field. To learn more, visit reedcustomsoils.com.
Bottom of the 2nd, Wareham winners of each of its last 3. So we welcome you back to Spillane Field with Dan Shalam. I'm Adam Hipsky. Dan, it was an interesting game yesterday. Gatemen prevail 1-0, but didn't even score an earned run.
No, but they did enough to get across the line in that game. earned a couple of walks in that 5th inning, were aggressive on the base paths, forced a mistake from YD, and took advantage. And then the pitching really was the thing that won them the game yesterday.
Sahil Patel, 5 scoreless, followed by a 12-out save from Jake Schweitzer. As Jacob Burnham back out to the mound for his 2nd inning of work. His first pitch to Dylan Dubovic is up and away for ball 1. 1-0, cut on and missed. Wareham needed that win to avoid a season series sweep against YD. Obviously, the Red Sox in first place of the East at 25-1. Wareham entering tonight at 9-17. Trying to pick up their 10th win of the summer. As the 1-1 comes home, it's cut on and missed. 1-2 on Dubovic, who's hitting the ball at a 182 clip this summer. However, on opening day against Cotuit, had one of his more productive days of the summer. Had a 2-for-4 outing. Takes outside, levels the count at 2 balls, 2 strikes. Leadoff man here in the bottom of the 2nd. 2-2. Rope down the left field line and hooking foul. Count remains even at 2-2. In Burnham's lone appearance this summer against the Gatemen, went just 2 innings. Gave up 4 hits, 2 runs, both earned. 3 walks were really what led to his day, but gets Dubovic to wave and miss at the curveball, and there's 1 down in the 2nd.
He's been doing a nicer job with control in this game. The last time he was leaving a lot of pitches up, a lot that you would think Wareham would clobber, and that one maybe was one that Dubovic wants back, kind of a hanging breaker, but it's been a lot more decisive and intentional today from Jacob Burnham.
That was the 26th strikeout of the summer for Dubovic, but in steps Foster Apple. First pitch. It's another slider that misses low. Ball 1. Exciting news for Foster Apple, out of the transfer portal after a season at Stetson, and you see it right there. Announced his intentions to transfer to USC Upstate in the fall. 1-0, misses inside. Two balls, no strikes on Apple. Hitting 177 this summer. It's ahead in the count, 3-0. One of just 4 Gatemen players to record a hit yesterday against YD. Didn't matter, though, with the lack of offensive production. 1 run was all it took. After 9 scoreless innings. 3-0. Apple looked to take all the way, and the count now 3-1. Burnham yet to issue a walk until now. Had 3 in 2 innings against Wareham back on the 5th. And takes him 1 1/3 to give out his first one today.
And that at-bat was some close misses. He really tried to work the upper third. Just couldn't bring it in. He was inches away from getting a couple of strikes.
Another left-handed hitter is Chase Cruson in his 2nd game of the summer. First at Spillane Field. Swings at a first pitch fastball. Loops it left side and out of play for strike 1. Cruson, though, familiar with the Gatemen after being named to the Cape League All-Star team last summer. Played in 34 games with Wareham. Batted .306, drove in 8 runs. Joined the team this summer on game 26. Holds on the 0-1. Count now evens a ball and a strike. Trying to help Wareham in its playoff push. Right now trailing Cotuit by 2 games for that 4th and final spot in the West. After tonight, 13 games to go. 1-1. Easy take for Cruson. Who will be on his way to his 4th school in 4 years after a junior season at Rutgers this past spring where he hit .264. Set to transfer to Pitt. Swings at the 2-1, a chance for 2. Pano goes to second for 1. Aguayo the relay in time. 6-4-3, and Burnham faces the minimum after issuing the one-out walk to Foster Apple. No hits, no runs, no errors in the field, and nobody left on. A slow start offensively between these two sides at Spillane Field. 9-1-2, due up when we return here on Cape League TV.
Cranberry Federal Credit Union stands apart by combining the heart of a community-driven credit union with the spirit of an educator. We don't just offer banking. We teach, guide, and support every step of the way, ensuring our members gain the confidence and financial stability to thrive. With deep local roots and a commitment to lifelong learning, we're more than a financial institution. We're a partner in your success. Finding a good personal injury attorney is very difficult. If you or your family member have been involved in an accident, hurt at work, suffered a slip and fall, or have been injured due to the negligence of someone else, contact the lawyers at Reddy Kiernan and McNally LLP today. They are experienced trial attorneys who practice in all the courts in the Commonwealth. The firm has been recognized by Best Lawyers in America for outstanding legal representation. Contact Reddy Kiernan and McNally LLP today. The firm is located at 267 Main Street in Wareham. Reddy Kiernan and McNally LLP also has offices in New Bedford and Falmouth. Call 508-295-0286 or visit their website at www.rkm-law.com. Cranberry Federal Credit Union has been proudly serving the community of Wareham since 1962. Please check out our rates for your borrowing needs. For the parents of children, explore a Cranberry Kids Club account and its 5% annual percentage rate for the first $500 deposited. Cranberry Federal Credit Union. We are harvesting financial success.
Top of the third, still no score between Wareham and Cotuit, and you see it right there, Dan. Two teams vying for a fourth spot as we're starting to approach the home stretch of the summer.
It's getting close. Really going to be between these two down the stretch.
Peyton Lee back out for his third inning of work. First pitch to the ninth inning catcher, Ty Bellin. It's called a strike, 91-mile-an-hour fastball. Lee kicks and fires. Popped foul, right side. Bellin behind 0-2 in his third game of the summer, Dan. And a guy that didn't even really expect to be here in this position with Cotuit. Started the summer as a bullpen catcher for the Kettleers, but after the starter, Will Plattner, went down, has been thrusted into an increased role. Slider, this is well high. 81-mile-an-hour pitch. Kind of a cool story for Bellin, a local kid, Franklin, Massachusetts native. Said he's been coming to games on the Cape since he was a little kid. 1-2 up and away. 2 balls and 2 strikes now in the ninth inning catcher. And you hear bullpen catcher, and a rule on the Cape, Dan, is that you have to be rostered on a collegiate baseball team, and Bellin is, and no slouch either. 2-2 cut on and missed. Bellin hit .297 this past spring with Wheaton College. It was a career best .297 average. Waves and misses at the fastball. And Peyton Lee has his second strikeout of the day, second in a row dating back to the second.
Just a cool story. Bellin making the most of his time here on the Cape, and why not? Not a chance you every day you start out as the bullpen catcher and then become the guy.
First pitch to the leadoff hitter, Aiden Aguayo, runs a bit inside. A slider that did not bend enough and just barely grazed Aiden Aguayo. But a one-out base runner for the Kettleers comes in the third.
And he's a speed threat, too. Got to watch out for him. 6 for 6 this season on stolen base attempts.
Cohen Nicolai has caught just 3 runners stealing this summer on 21 attempts. Good for 14% mark, and Lee knows it. An early check over on first. Brings up Jake Hanley, left-handed hitter out of Indiana. His pitch, slider on the bottom rail, called a strike, 0-1. Lee tossed 2 walks in the first, but at his Third free pass that he surrendered. Lee's 0-1. Cut on and missed. Trying to get 3 straight outs on strikeouts. He's in a favorable spot, up 0-2 on Jake Canley. Aguayo being held on at first by Clark. 0-2 misses in the dirt. Aguayo took a sizable lead off of first. But Clyde keeps it in front of him. Aguayo remains put over there on the right side.
Nice job from Nikolai. He's got to be diligent to keep it in front of him here.
1-2. Lee fires. Popped into the netting. Lee stays alive at a 1-2 count. Hanley lined out to the shortstop, Henry DeGiorgio, his last time up. DeGiorgio, also from Franklin, Massachusetts, just like Ty Bellin, who we just saw come to the plate for the Kettleers. Lee's throw over to first. Clark doesn't bother applying the tag. Aguayo continuing to inch off the base at first, though. He's got a pretty good lead. Lee goes home. 1-2. Looped out into shallow right field, down for a base hit. Throw comes in way offline, but it doesn't matter. First hit of the day for the Kettleers. Jake Hanley does it in a 2-strike count. And there's now 2 aboard for Cotuit.
That's just a nice piece from him right there. I'm not trying to do too much with that pitch, and Lee kind of gifted it to him. It was middle. And just puts bat on ball, and there's the first hit.
Now Dawson Park, the third baseman from Texas State, walked his first time up. Comes in with a runner in scoring position. Trying to give the Kettleers an early lead. Lee nods, fires. Outside, 1 ball, no strikes. Park, a Cape League All-Star, batting .250 this summer for Cotuit. One out. Nasty slider. Breaks right in front of Park. Locates the zone for strike 1.
That's the pitch that Lee has really found success with in this outing, that slider.
1-1. Hit up the middle, over the glove of Hamilton into center field. Aguayo gets the stop sign at third. Throw comes in to Clark, that's covering the mound. And Cotuit, for the first time today, has the bases loaded in the third.
Kind of surprised there that Aguayo didn't get the send around third. That was a hard hit ball into center. Cruson got it in quickly, but he still bounced it. Excuse me, dude. Levi Clark. So the bases are loaded now, and you're going against Owen Pano, a guy who hasn't had major success so far this season. You got the double play in order if you need it. Pitching coach Eric Luxus is going to come out and talk this one over before going against the lefty, and that's a little bit of a disadvantage for Lee. He succeeded with breaking the slider on right-handed hitters, but he doesn't have that option here against a lefty in Pano. So obviously you want to induce a ground ball. Fly ball will most likely score a run, but just trying to limit the damage as much as possible here if you're Peyton Lee.
Pano also walked his first time up. Has yet to drive in a run this summer for Cotuit. What an opportunity he has in front of him. Top of the third, no score. Everyone encouraging Lee to get out of this inning. Peyton Lee's longest outing of the summer, 5 innings. It was against Orleans back on June 30th. His shortest, 1 inning against Cotuit. It was his only relief appearance of the summer. Picked up the loss after giving up 1 run in 1 inning of work. Gave up a hit and 2 walks. First pitch to Owen Pano. And her third called a strike. Lee went fastball on the first pitch of the at-bat. Now the 0-1. Slider in the dirt. Nikolai keeps it in front of him. 1 ball, 1 strike. Still just 1 out in the third. Aguayo off of third. was hit by a pitch. Back-to-back singles from Jake Hanley and Dawson Park on second and first. 1-1. Out tipped into the mid of Nikolai. It'll be 1-2 on Pano. Shortstop out of Ole Miss. Lee delivers in the dirt. Right now losing control of that slider against the left-handed Owen Pano. Couple of pitches that he's looked uncomfortable throwing at against left-handed hitters. 2-2. Grounded, right side. Hamilton goes to second for one. That's the only out they'll get. Aguayo sprints in from third. Pano reaches on a fielder's choice. It was a tough spot with the corner infielders in. Hamilton did what he could. DeGiorgio covered second. And now there's 2 outs, but Cotuit has a 1-0 lead.
Yeah, really nice job there just to get in out on what was a weakly grounded ball over to first. But Hamilton does a really nice job. You're really never going to get 2 on that play. But now it's all about getting this last out, leaving the bases loaded to start off here with just 1 run would be a huge win for Peyton Lee. Get the offense back into the dugout, give him a chance to tie up this game.
So the runner that came in, Aiden Aguayo, was hit by a pitch. It was the first base runner of the inning for Cotuit. But that first self-inflicted mistake off the right hand of Peyton Lee. Already the 3rd mound visit of the day for the Gatemen as Jesse DiMaggio digs in. Trying to extend this inning with 2 outs. DiMaggio, another Cape League All-Star, trying to drive in his teammate Dawson Park. Lee. Half-hearted swing from DiMaggio. Never really looked comfortable. Waved and missed, and it's 0-1. Cotuit shut out yesterday in a shortened game against Brewster, but gets on the board here in the 3rd. Lee, the 0-1. Checks his swing, did not go. Runners on first and third for the Kettleers.
And that's the wipeout slider that Lee keeps trying to work on these righty batters. Pull it across the body, force the chase.
1-1. Lee fires. Fastball at 91. Doesn't clip the zone. Counts 2-1. DiMaggio out of Westmont, a school that just transitioned from NAIA to Division II back in 2023. Swings at the 2-1, pops it up. Foul ground. Clark gives it a look. Watches it sail beyond the railing. Count evens 2 balls, 2 strikes. DiMaggio hit 309. Believe it or not, it was actually a downtick in production. His freshman season batted 341. Here on the Cape this summer. 2-2. Runner on the move. Cut on a miss. Doesn't matter. Cotuit strikes first. 1 run on 2 hits. No errors in the field. And 2 runners left on base after the RBI fielder's choice from Owen Pano. Wareham tries to get it right back in the bottom of the 3rd. 8-9-1 due up for the Gatemen here on Cape League TV.
Get your merch at the Wareham Gatemen website and click shop to view our latest merch drops. The 2026 Gatemen Kids Clinic registration is live and open. Starting next week, kids will have the chance to be taught by Gatemen coaches and players. For more information, visit the Wareham Gatemen website for dates, times, prices, and opportunities for your kids to have the most memorable week of their summer.
It took past the halfway point, but Wareham starting to play its best baseball of the summer. But right now, in a pivotal playoff matchup against Cotuit, trailing 1-0 after the Kettleers opened up the scoring in the top of the third. Gatemen trying to get it right back. But you see it, Dan, finding their stride, 2-11 on the road this season, but over the course of this 3-game win streak, 2 have come away from Spillane.
Getting hot at the right time. That's what Wareham's doing as of right now. Obviously, that 3-game win streak now on the line in this game, trailing to the Kettleers, but it's 1 run. You would expect this Wareham offense to score at some point, but the pitching's been really good, the offense has been providing, and this team has been finding ways to win. That's the most important part.
It'll be right, left, right, due up against the left-handed starter Jacob Burnham in the bottom of the third. Carter Groen, the designated hitter. First pitch, slider outside, holds his swing for ball 1. Groen, the leadoff man this inning, followed by Henry DeGiorgio, and then will be the second time through the order for Jacob Burnham. The 1-0 is downstairs for ball 2. R.J. Hamilton would be the final guy due up in this inning. Burnham in his third appearance of the summer. His longest has been 2 2/3. It was his last outing against Orleans on July 11th. Gave up 5 hits, just 1 run in those 2 2/3. But Burnham certainly has the capabilities of providing some length for Cotuit. Gets behind in this count, 3 balls and 1 strike. Was in a hybrid role this past spring at Boston College. Made 14 appearances for the Eagles, 6 of them starts. Fired 37 2/3 at BC. 3-1. Cut on and missed. Count runs full on Groen. Burnham faced the minimum in the second after an inning-ending double play off the bat of Chase Cruson. The payoff. Swing and a miss. An excellent battle back from Jacob Burnham. His second strikeout of the day, and there's 1 away in the third.
He's looked much sharper than he did last time he pitched here at Spillane Field. Just finding the zone, pounding it, letting the defense do the rest of the work. It's been good stuff right there. And unlike his last outing here at Spillane where he got behind and issued walks, getting behind today, he works back for the out.
First pitch to Henry DeGiorgio. Slider. Tails into the outside corner, called a strike. That fastball that he struck out Groen on, a 96-mile-an-hour four-seamer, overpowering the DH for the Gatemen. 0-1, back to the slider. Up and away this time around. One ball, 1 strike on DeGiorgio, batting 9th today here in this left-on-left matchup. Outside. Good take from the shortstop. One of 3 left-handed hitters for Wareham in this game. Grounded, right side, deep in the hole. Aguayo fields over to first in time. 2 outs in the bottom of the third. Now R.J. Hamilton tries to break through for this Wareham offense.
It's been efficient just from Burnham. And you see it right there. That a hard hit ball, but he trusts his defense. Aguayo doing a nice job, makes the spinning play. See if it changes second time through the order.
First time up and down, allowed 1 hit and 1 walk. Outside of that, though, a clean 1 through 9 to start out Jacob Burnham's day. Approaching the 40-pitch mark. His next one will be his 40th. 1-0. Fastball low. 2 balls, no strikes on Hamilton. Grounded out to the third baseman his first time up. Burnham's deep breath. 2-0. Checks a swing, went around. Not a great look from Hamilton.
Base is clear. Trying to give Wareham a 2-out base runner. Slowly rolled over to the first baseman, Moran. Flips to a covering Burnham. And back-to-back innings where Burnham has faced the minimum. No hits, no runs, no errors in the field. Nobody left on base through 3 at Spillane Field. And Cotuit holds a 1-0 advantage over Wareham. And it brings us to a great time to say hello to the third member of our crew, CeCe Gabriel. CeCe, what do you got?
Dylan Dubovic, the left fielder for the Gatemen, and he's been here all season long. And what he said stands out most about his game is his competitiveness and his work ethic that he got from his parents. At 18 years old, the left fielder's mother came from Brazil to the United States on her own and didn't speak much English. And his father raised his 6 siblings and helped them when he was out in Florida. Now from there, Dubovic told me that his parents had really ingrained that grit into him. Back in COVID, his father and himself went to go bike 5 miles every single day and hit the batting cage every day. And from there, since being there, Dubovic told me that it's meant so much to him to be able to contribute to his game and to see how his parents have shown throughout within him. Back to you guys.
Thanks so much, CeCe. Appreciate your reporting as always, and excited to hear from you throughout the rest of tonight's game. We've hit the top half of the 4th. Cotuit in front, 1-0. Still the starter, Peyton Lee, on the mound. Adam Hipsky has ran into trouble a couple of times, and Cotuit tagging him in that last inning for 1.
Yeah, he has. And if he didn't allow that first pitch to Aiden Aguayo to run away from him, probably could have kept Cotuit scoreless in that 3rd inning. So at the end of the day, yes, Kettleers are up 1-0, but it's a 9-inning game. You got to continue to try and throw up 0 after 0. Keep Wareham just a run away and let the offense do its work. Obviously hasn't had a ton of success against Jacob Burnham his first time through the order, but like we said, Dan, this Gatemen team certainly capable of providing some offense late in the game.
Without a doubt. It'll be the 6, 7, 8 hitters for Cotuit, starting with Isaac Sturgis. First pitch from Lee to him. Runs inside for strike 1. Sturgis grounded out back to Lee to start off things in the 2nd. He worked a 1-2-3 inning against this slew of Sturgis, Moran, and Kroberger back in the 2nd. Here's the 0-1. Misses on the outside part of the plate. 4-1. Lee went just 3 innings last time against Chatham before he was pulled for Mark Brissy. Just needs an out in this inning to surpass that mark. 1-1. Poked over to the left side to Giorgio. Fields throws to first. It's there in time. And for the 2nd time in this game, Peyton Lee gets Isaac Sturgis to ground out, this time for out number 1 in the top half of the 4th.
And Henry DiGiorgio, what a presence he's been on this Wareham team, especially defensively. Kind of searching for that everyday shortstop, and the stability that he's provided has honestly been refreshing for a Gatemen team that probably its biggest weakness through the first half was defense.
He certainly has been the everyday shortstop. Now J.J. Moran, the first baseman, going against Lee. First pitch high and away. Moran, one of 3 All-Stars in this starting 9 today for Cotuit. The others being Dawson Park and Jesse DiMaggio. 1-0 pitch. Runs in. 2-0. Jake Hanley, who's batting 2nd today, will be in the home run derby as well. Him and Cohen DeCly will go at it on Sunday. Should be fun festivities from White House Field. 2-0 pitch. Put into center field. That ball gets down, and Cruson falls. The ball gets past him. Going over to second on the play is Moran. And that's a free 90 feet issued right there to the first baseman after the trip from Cruson in center.
Yeah, we'll have to watch it back again. Went out to center. And yeah, Cruson, definitely not a diving attempt, just lost his footing. I haven't really seen that yet this summer, but Cruson in his first game at Spillane Field this summer, obviously played last year here, but gets his feet tangled up and Now Cotuit with a runner in scoring position.
That breaks an 0 for 8 stretch for the All-Star J.J. Moran. And now a runner in scoring position for the Kettleers for Chase Kroberger. He's the right fielder, struck out to Lee back in the second. First pitch to him, called strike on the outside part. That officially scored as a double for J.J. Moran. That goes down as his 5th of the season for these Kettleers, and that leads the team. Kroberger trying to take advantage of that. Here's the 0-1. Misses down low. Nikolai keeps it in front of him. 1 ball and 1 strike. The Kettleers scoring the lone run of the ball game in the last inning off of Lee. That was Aiden Aguayo, who came around on a hit by pitch. The 1-1. Poked foul behind the plate. Do it again. 1 ball and 2 strikes. That was Lee's 60th pitch of his outing, and there is no movement out there in the Wareham bullpen. So you would expect him to finish off this 4th, maybe go out there for more in the 5th, depending on how this goes. Comes set in a 1 ball, 2 strike count. The pitch misses upstairs. 2-2. Kroberger has been struggling to start off this season. Just 9 games for him, but he's batting .136 and comes into this on an 0 for 4 spell. That over 3 games. 2-2. Lifted just foul on the first base side. Still 2 balls and 2 strikes as Lee battling against the right fielder after allowing the double to J.J. Moran.
Now, if you're Peyton Lee, you've had success in the right-on-right with the slider. Kroberger struck out his first time up.
2-2 offering. Fly ball into left field. Dubovic has a read on it, trots over, and makes the play. 2 down now here in the top half of the 4th.
And didn't get the swing and miss with the slider on Kroberger this time around, but still jams him in on the hands, and Kroberger can't do much with it. Plenty of spin, and tries to just push it out there into the outfield grass, but now just 1 away for Lee to get out of this inning without another run.
Certainly hoping to do that against the 9-hole hitter, Ty Bellin. Moran over at second. First pitch misses upstairs. Bellin, in just his 3rd game, was the bullpen catcher for Cotuit. Before their everyday guy, Will Plattner, got injured, and they needed to get Bellin behind the plate. 1-0, pulled outside, 4 ball 2. And Bellin, a guy who's plenty capable, is a local guy from Franklin, Mass. Grew up coming here to Cape Games, but he had a career best .297 batting average this past season with Wheaton. Looking to bring home his teammate, Moran. 2-0 pitch, gets behind Nikolai. Moving over to third is Moran. Now he is just 90 feet away from becoming the 2nd run in this ball game.
Yeah, and obviously not ideal, but 2 outs, so there's no sacrifice in play for Cotuit. If anything, you don't want to just give up 4-pitch walk to Bellin, guy that has yet to record a hit on the Cape this summer.
Currently 0 for 5. Does have 3 walks. 3-0. Straight down the middle for strike 1. Aiden Aguayo, the leadoff man, waits on deck if Bellin is to reach, and he will after the 3-1 runs in and hits him. Not the second hit by pitch for Peyton Lee. And now there's runners at the corners with 2 down for the leadoff man.
Yeah, that's just not the guy that you want to surrender that to. If anything, he's the one guy in this order that you need to make him earn it. But Lee gets behind in the count, tries to do too much with it. Now 2 aboard.
Aguayo at the plate has just a singular RBI this season. First pitch to him, a called strike on the inside part of the plate. He started the rally. That brought home the first run for Cotuit in the 3rd. Was hit by the pitch with 1 out. Eventually was brought around after back-to-back singles from Hanley and Dawson Park. 0-1 gets by Nicolai. Coming in is Moran. There will be no throw. Over to second on the play is Bellin, and it's 2-0 Kettleers.
Another self-inflicted mistake. Hit by a pitch in the third that Aguayo eventually came around on, and that time got a runner on second with 2 outs. Couple of passed balls. It's the difference between a scoreless game and a 2-0 game.
Still has to try and limit the damage here in this fourth. And a 1-1 count to Aguayo. Chops the ball over to DeGiorgio at short. He fields, throws to first. The throw is high. Pulls Clark off the bag, but he catches it and tags Aguayo out. But still, 1 run comes across here for Cotuit in the top half of the fourth. That on 1 hit, no errors, with 1 left on base. So after 3.5, the Kettleers in front, 2-0. Wareham looks for a response on the other side here on Cape League TV.
Cranberry Federal Credit Union stands apart by combining the heart of a community-driven credit union with the spirit of an educator. We don't just offer banking. We teach, guide, and support every step of the way, ensuring our members gain the confidence and financial stability to thrive. With deep local roots and a commitment to lifelong learning, we're more than a financial institution. We're a partner in your success. Finding a good personal injury attorney is very difficult. If you or your family member have been involved in an accident, hurt at work, suffered a slip and fall, or have been injured due to the negligence of someone else, contact the lawyers at Reddy Kiernan and McNally LLP today. They are experienced trial attorneys who practice in all the courts in the Commonwealth. The firm has been recognized by Best Lawyers in America for outstanding legal representation. Contact Reddy Kiernan and McNally LLP today. The firm is located at 267 Main Street in Wareham. Reddy Kiernan and McNally LLP also has offices in New Bedford and Falmouth. Call 508-295-0286 or visit their website at www.rkm-law.com. Cranberry Federal Credit Union has been proudly serving the community of Wareham since 1962. Please check out our rates for your borrowing needs. For the parents of children, explore a Cranberry Kids Club account and its 5% annual percentage rate for the first $500 deposited. Cranberry Federal Credit Union. We are harvesting financial success.
Has a gift to give.
We've hit the bottom half of the fourth here at Spillane Field. Dan Shalam with you alongside Adam Hipsky in a 2-0 ball game in favor of the Kettleers. We take a look at the Cape Cod Baseball League power rankings from this past week. Some changes for the first time this season. 2 West Division teams in the top 5.
How about the Hyannis Harbor Hawks sneaking in there out of the West Division, up to 12-14 on the summer and trailing Bourne by a couple of games. Right now, those two have solidified themselves as the top 2 dogs in the West, but Falmouth, Cotuit, and Wareham.
Connor Cuff at the plate, grounds the first pitch over to the first base side. Going to be a tough play. It hits off the leg of Cuff after the throw from Aguayo. Goes into right field. Cuff is at second. He's going to go over to third, and the throw is not going to make it there in time. A ground ball to the right side results in Connor Cuff getting over to third base.
Yeah, and right there it just slips in and out of the glove of Moran, and just his third start at first base. Squirts out to Aguayo, and then Moran not really ready for it. Burnham tries to cover and help out, and then it took a massive, massive kick. Nice job by our camera operators following that ball all the way down the line. And Connor Cuff for a lazy little ground ball over to second base. Pretty good start.
A little bit of a process there to get the ball dug out of right field, allowed Cuff to go all the way over to third. Now going to Clyde at the plate. First pitch to him. Ground ball over to the third baseman. He will throw to first. The run comes in to score, and that's how Wareham gets its first run of the day off the throw from Dawson Park.
Yeah, and kind of an interesting one because we talked about how Wareham had some self-inflicted mistakes that Cotuit capitalized on, and didn't take long for Wareham to pounce on the mistake that the Kettleers made, because just one pitch later, Nicolai drives in Connor Cuff.
At his team-leading 16th RBI, makes it a one-run ball game. Now Levi Clark at the plate. Swings at the first pitch, grounds it or flies it over to the right side, foul. So that officially scored as a single for Connor Cuff, and then an error by J.J. Moran over there at first. So that's the first error of the game, and it goes on the Kettleers. Ground ball over to the third base side. Park deep in the hole, throws across and gets the out. A nice play over at the hot corner from Dawson Park.
And a nice job by Park to be ready for it, because it was one of those that was rolling right along the line, stayed fair, and he stayed ready. Set his feet. It was a strong throw. He needed every bit of it. Clark, not a massive speed threat, but noticed where that play could end up and hustled out of the box. So nice counter from the third baseman, Park.
Puts 2 outs on the board. Back-to-back ground outs for Jacob Burnham to the third baseman after the single from Cuff in which he reached third. Dylan Dubovic at the plate takes a first pitch ball. That's 1-0. Burnham looking to get through 4 innings of work as the 1-0 is bounced in the dirt for ball 2. In just his first 2 starts, or first 2 appearances, has got a maximum of 2 2/3. So he's already passed his season high and certainly looking for more. 2-0. Big cut and a miss from Dubovic for strike 1.
Continuing to try and battle here in a 2-1 count. Dubovic has chased a little bit more than he'd like to this point in the season.
2-1 pitch. Another swing and a miss. He has a team-leading 26 strikeouts, 1 coming in this game. That was in the second to lead off the inning to Burnham. And Burnham himself looking to get out of this inning with just the 1 run across. 2-2 pitch. Fly ball into right field. Kroberger gets under it, and he makes the play. So Connor Cuff singles, comes around to score off an RBI ground out from Cohen to Clyde. But after that, Jacob Burnham doesn't allow anything more. Wareham gets on the board here in the bottom half of the 4th, and we got a 2-1 ball game heading into the 5th here on Cape League TV.
Hey, it's me, Wizzy. Water Whiz is the ultimate vacation. Huge slides, a not-so-lazy river, and more ways to cool off than you can count. Plan ahead and save. Tickets as low as $39.95. Rally your crew and lock in your date.
For a good piece of glass, call Abby, located at 3 Tyler Avenue in East Wareham. Call Abby Glass and Locks about getting a free quote for your windows, doors, locks, and other glass needs.
Hi, this is Stephen Goulston. Homeowners choose Mario's Roofing because we're fair, honest, and provide quality services. Call Mario's Roofing today for a free estimate. 781-344-2420. Mario's Roofing. We won't soak you to keep you warm and dry.
First, Alyssa Watling, intuitive call to the bullpen, comes here in the top half of the 5th. From the Wareham side of things, Dan Shalam with you alongside Adam Hipsky in a 2-1 ball game. Peyton Lee is out after 4 innings of 2-run ball. He makes way for Nolan Foster.
And Nolan Foster's job is to really make Cotuit earn it, because Peyton Lee, it was the self-inflicted mistakes that came back to bite him, and the reason why he's in line for a loss if Cotuit can hang on to this 2-1 lead. But enter Nolan Foster, 6'2", 180-pound righty, out of Abilene Christian, going to be a redshirt senior in the fall. Did not pitch this past spring at ACU, but has made a 1 appearance so far this summer for the Gatemen, and it was pretty solid. 2 innings of work, gave up 3 hits, 3 runs, but only 1 earned, no walks, and 1 strikeout. The key number there, Dan, no walks. If he continues to deal inside the zone to this Cotuit hitters, maybe we see a different result. But right now, the difference with the Kettleers having 2 runs is the walks and the hit by pitches that were issued by the starter, Peyton Lee.
Foster has pitched once before this season. That was against Bourne. Pitched the final 2 innings of that game when it was already 7-2, and he let up 3 runs, 1 of those earned. left with the final line of 2 innings, 3 runs across, 1 earned, 1 K on 3 hits. He will go against the 2-3-4, starting with Jake Hanley, who takes the first pitch outside for ball 1. Peyton Lee's final line, 4 innings, 3 hits, 2 runs, 1 earned, 2 walks, and 3 strikeouts. That unearned run coming on the last run Cotuit scored in the top half of the 4th. 1-0 pitch, runs inside, 2-0. Foster got put into a low-leverage situation last time against Bourne in what was his first appearance. This definitely higher leverage and looking to hold the game against a Cotuit squad that had some success on the tail end of Peyton Lee's start. 2-0 pitch.
Certainly thought that Foster was going to come into the game yesterday. I think if anyone would have said against a league-leading offense in YD that Wareham would have only had to use 2 pitchers in that game, 5 out of Patel and 4 out of Schweitzer, anybody would have said you probably a bit far-fetched in those aspirations.
3-0, get me over fastball, called a strike. First one of Foster's outing. Did not issue a walk last time he pitched against the Braves. Looking to avoid that here in a 3-ball, 1-strike count to Hanley. Misses down low, a 5-pitch walk to start off Nolan Foster's day. And Cotuit has the leadoff hitter aboard for the first time in this game.
That first walk of the summer for Foster. And we said it, Dan. Couldn't have emphasized it much more than that. It was pound the zone. And I know you're going up against the 2-3-4 hitters, but still, those walks and hit by pitches and pass balls have been the difference.
See what Cotuit does here with the runner over at first. Dawson Park at the plate with nobody out. He's 1 for 1 with a walk today. First pitch from Foster. Misses down low for ball 1. Park had the single to load up the bases in that top half of the 3rd, and then Owen Pano, who's on deck, knocked in a run with an RBI ground out. That made it 1-0 Cotuit at the time. 1-0 pitch. Catches the outside part of the plate for strike 1. Foster did not pitch this past collegiate season. Looking for extended time here with Gatemen. Try and find his footing. 1-1. This is down in the dirt. 2 balls and 1 strike. Control being a problem for Nolan Foster to start off his outing. He's dealt just 2 strikes over 8 pitches. Looks in at Nikolai. Hanley gets the lead at first. 2-1 offering. Pulled across the body and out. Back-to-back 3-1 counts for Nolan Foster to start off his outing.
It hasn't been pretty. Eric Luxus right there close to the railing. This is a 5-pitch walk. Wouldn't be surprised to see him come out.
Foster's 3-1 in the dirt. It's back-to-back walks from Foster to start off his outing. And now runners at first and second for Cotuit with nobody out as the home plate umpire Mike Griffin calls time and walks out to the mound with Foster and Nikolai. RJ Hamilton joins them. Wareham has used a lot of mound visits here in the first 4.5.
And the reason why our home plate umpire is out there is to make sure that they talk about the signs and making sure the pitch comms on the same page. Because if that's what they're talking about, it doesn't count as a mound visit. And now Eric Luxus comes out, and this absolutely counts as a mound visit. Nikolai tried to buy some time.
Certainly a sticky situation. Not a guy you want to be facing in Pano, who had a walk in the first, brought in the run in the third. Also seems like a very easy bunt scenario here with the all-star Jesse DiMaggio on deck.
And the way that Jacob Burnham is throwing, you certainly think you at least have another inning, maybe 2 out of him. He's kept the pitch count relatively down. And in a game where maybe 3 or 4 runs could be the difference, I absolutely understand a situation where you want to manufacture another one
So the mound visit breaks. There is an arm getting going. You see it right there. Finn Edwards in the pen for Wareham. He's been the closer, has gone in the ninth inning in back-to-back games. It would be certainly an aggressive move to bring him into the game so early compared to what his role has been the last couple of times that he's appeared. Now Pano at the plate, trying to bring in run number 3 for the Kettleers. Foster searching for his control. First pitch, Pano squares to bunt, puts it down the third base line, foul for strike one.
Yeah, and I'm still a little bit surprised that you lay down the bunt right there on the first pitch. Foster leading into that pitch, 10 offerings, 2 for strikes. I think you try and make sure he finds the zone before you lay down the bunt, but you're also going to waste an opportunity on a strike looking.
Pitch was middle, so it makes sense why Pano put it down. See if he goes to it again here. Squares, 0-1, corners pinch. Put in play right in front of Nikolai. He looks to third. He'll throw to first to R.J. Hamilton covering the bag. That's a successful sack bunt for Owen Pano. Now runners at second and third with one down.
A nice job, and Nikolai did his job. Tried to look to second, see if he could have gotten it. Levi Clark crashed about as much as you could coming over from first base. But at the end of the day, just a textbook bunt laid down by the shortstop Pano.
Wareham brings the infield in with one down and runners at second and third, trying to prevent Cotuit from scoring the third and maybe fourth run in this game. DiMaggio just needs a fly ball to bring in a run. He's 0 for 2 today. Foster's first pitch. Fouled behind the plate. DiMaggio caught a piece as home plate umpire Mike Griffin goes and talks with Foster. Gives him a new ball, just giving Nikolai a second to regain himself after the pitch hit off him. DiMaggio, 7 RBIs so far this season. Looking for 8 and 9. The average at 255. It was 265 coming into this game, but as you see right there, it started 0 for 2. A 1 pitch. Bounced off the leg of Nikolai. Coming in to score is Hanley. Over to third is Park, and that is a second run in this game for Cotuit that has come on a wild pitch.
Just sloppy right now for Wareham after it got its best pitching performance yesterday from 2 guys, Sahil Patel and Jake Schweitzer. Today, it's been the complete and utter opposite.
So the infield stays in. Now the only one to worry about is Dawson Park over there at third. Wareham trailing this game by 2, just like they were last inning when Cotuit went up 2-0. 1-1. Slap to the right side. And that is catcher's interference on Cohen Nikolai. The bat hit off of his glove. Mike Griffin saw it all the way. It made a funny sound as it hit off his bat. And more free passes awarded to this Cotuit lineup.
That's not great. Right now, Wareham has just 2 mound visits remaining. You've already used 1 this inning. Edwards continues his warm-up down in left field for the Gatemen. Can't imagine Foster goes past this 1 inning if he can get through it.
And you could see it there. Nikolai's glove fell off of his hand as DiMaggio was swinging. That about as clear as it gets. Now Isaac Sturgis at the plate, 0 for 2 in this game. Both of those at-bats coming against the starter, Peyton Lee. Runners at the corners with 1 down. First pitch from Foster. Put to the third base side, foul for strike 1. Sturgis just 5 runs batted in. And the average at 183 so far this season. Certainly has not been his best stuff, but did go 2 for 3 yesterday against the Whitecaps in that 6-0 loss for the Kettleers. 0-1. Breaker high and away. 1 ball and 1 strike. Nikolai quickly out of his crouch. He still has to be cautious on not letting anything come by. Dawson Park, a speedy guy that will be ready to go on a ball that gets away from him at the dish. Foster comes set. Here's the 1-1. Going to second on the play is DiMaggio. Ball's a high flyer into center field. Cruson fields. Tagging from third is Park. He's in to score. And Sturgis does his job. A sac fly that makes the ball game 4-1.
A little bit interesting there. Obviously, the main focus on the play, and rightfully so, is on the sac fly from Sturgis. But look at DiMaggio here. I mean, he gets all the way to second and stays put. Honestly, potentially baiting a throw for Cruson to go to first instead of testing him at home. Not sure that there was going to be a play at the plate anyways, even if Cruson got a full head of steam. Nonetheless, DiMaggio was a little bit close to getting doubled up.
Now the all-star J.J. Moran steps in with 2 down, and DiMaggio at first. 2 runs across for Cotuit here in the top half of the 5th.
It's the same story, Dan. No hits.
They've taken their largest lead of the game, that being 3. First pitch from Foster, high and away. You mentioned it. This inning has been wonky. Walk, sack bunt, catcher's interference, and a sac fly. It's been near all self-inflicted once again. It's not like Cotuit's put on the pressure necessarily offensively today outside of the bases loaded. 1-0. Misses high and away, 4-2. Foster trying to keep this a 3-run ball game. Moran had a double off of Peyton Lee, came in to score last inning. 2-0 going over to second on the play is DiMaggio. It's fouled back to the screen. 2 balls and 1 strike. DiMaggio is ready to run. He's tried to steal a couple of times already in this inning.
And 2 outs, trying to get a head start, find a gap for the all-star Moran, could potentially add on another the way this game's gone. Hits have been few and far between.
2-1. Missed outside. Snap throw down to first. DiMaggio back in plenty of time. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Two runs across for Cotuit here in the 5th. Foster trying to hold it here. Fires the 2-2. DiMaggio on the move. Pitches a fly ball in foul ground on the first base side. Clark moving over, and it goes out of play. Will be an extra chance here for Moran. The count stays 2-2.
And watch out, tripod. Levi Clark bulldozes it. But a nice effort from the first baseman to continue to work his way over.
Still 2 balls and 2 strikes with 2 outs and 2 runs across for the Kettleers. As time is called, Dylan Dubovic fielding a ball in right field. And the Wareham bullpen, I believe, launched a ball into the field of play, and Dubovic had to field it.
That's not a good sign, Dan.
No, it is not.
For a team that struggled with command today.
If you're launching balls into the outfield, not a great sign, like you said.
No, not at all.
2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Foster delivers. Mile-high pop-up in foul ground. Nikolai goes to the screen, and he can't make the play. Goes out of play. So a couple of high pop-ups in foul territory that Wareham can't field keeps Moran alive.
Now Foster really having to work for it right now. Next pitch will be his 25th of the day. Hasn't been a great inning for the reliever. First call out of the pen.
This was a 1-run game at the start of the inning. Now it is 3, and Foster looking to keep it that way. Moran staring at the pitch clock now, faces Foster. The wind blowing. You can see it on your screen. 2-2. DiMaggio on the move, and once again, Moran hits it out of play. This will be the 8th pitch of the at-bat coming.
Moran looking the part of a Cape League All-Star. He's batting 7th today. See the wind, that flag blowing heavily.
The count
right.
is full with 2 outs, so DiMaggio on the move no matter what. Payoff. Cut and a miss for strike 3. So after a long battle between Moran and Foster, Foster finally wins it. But not before Cotuit puts up 2 runs on no hits. No errors, leaves 1 on here in the 5th. And after 4.5, it's the Kettleers in front by 3 here on Cape League TV.
Every child deserves the basics. Gifts to Give is making that happen, and you can help. Volunteer, donate, or shop their thrift store Saturdays. Visit giftstogive.org and make a difference today.
The Wareham-based AD Makepeace Company, founded in 1854, is North America's largest cranberry grower and a recognized leader in environmentally responsible real estate development and land stewardship. For 172 years, AD Makepeace Company has supported community events and organizations like your Wareham Gatemen. Visit admakepeace.com to learn more.
If you or a family member have been hurt at work, don't wait for the insurance company to discontinue your benefits or deny you medical treatment. Get an experienced workers' compensation attorney now before it's too late. The lawyers at Reddy, Kiernan, and McNally LLP have been practicing workers' compensation law for many years and are experts in the field of workers' compensation law. Having the advantage of retaining an attorney early on may make all the difference in your case. Know your rights, be prepared, and contact Reddy, Kiernan, and McNally LLP today. The firm is located at 267 Main Street in Wareham. Reddy, Kiernan, and McNally LLP also have offices in New Bedford and Falmouth. Call 508-295-0286 or visit their website at www.rkmlaw.com.
We've hit the bottom half of the 5th here at Spillane Field. Dan Shalam with you alongside Adam Hipsky. You see the line score there. Adam, it's been all kind of Kettleers over the last 3 innings. They've scored in 3 straight to take a 4-1 lead.
Well, absolutely, Dan. But in the innings that they scored the runs, 1 in the 3rd, 1 in the 4th, 2 in the 5th, it was unforced errors once again from Wareham pitchers and maybe water finding its level after stellar performance yesterday.
Foster Apple at the plate. Swings and misses at the first pitch. Still the starter, Jacob Burnham, out there for the Kettleers. He has been magnificent in this game. 2 hits, has let up 1 run, but it was unearned, so he's pitched very clean so far today. 0-1, slapped foul by Apple on the first base side, and it's quickly 0-2.
Yeah, and not totally surprising that Burnham's starting to get better as this day's gone on. He was a starter in some appearances this past spring with Boston College.
0-2. Lined up the middle, moving is Sturgis. He makes the running play for the first out here in the bottom of the 5th.
Most pitches he threw in an outing, though, 75, ironically, against Northeastern.
Some Henry DeGiorgio action.
Absolutely. Those 2 schools obviously very close to not just here, but to each other. But, I mean, kind of the average pitch mark that he had this past spring was probably around 40.
Chase Cruson at the plate, looks at a first pitch strike.
And today, past 50. Would not be surprised at all if he can get through this 5th inning with relative ease to see him get a 6th.
0-1. Hit, foul on the third base side. Cruson grounded into a 6-4-3 double play against Burnham back in the 2nd. That ended off the inning after Foster Apple walked. And so far in this game, Burnham has not faced more than 4 hitters in any inning. He's been in complete control. 0-2. Misses down low with the off-speed, was looking for Cruson to bite. And it really hasn't been a lot of swing and miss. He has just 1 strikeout today. Everything else has been fielded by his defense. 1-2. Poke to the screen. We'll do it again at 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Cruson, super capable hitter. We know that. Just trying to find it right now. Didn't have the first at bat he would have liked. Inning-ending double play.
1-2. Misses down in the dirt. Cruson, a guy who's very familiar here with Spillane Field and Wareham, batted .306 with 8 RBIs over 34 games with the Gatemen last season. It's a 2-2. A high chopper over to first. Moran fields. He'll take it to the bag himself. And that is back-to-back outs for Jacob Burnham here in the bottom of the 5th.
And how about J.J. Moran hitting the burners right there after he got his glove on the ball? Hit another gear to beat out Chase Cruson, who was hightailing down the line.
It was motoring.
Roller, and then bam, hit the Jets.
Avoids the T-bone collision as well, which is always important. Carter Groen at the plate, struck out to Burnham back in the 3rd. First pitch to him, fouled on the right side for the first strike. It hasn't seemed like Burnham's been in a lot of trouble. He's given up a couple of hits in this game, but he's been able to control it for the most part. There hasn't been a point where he's had a lot of pressure on him, and he's had to snake out of it. 0-1. Tapped back to the screen, and it's quickly 0-2.
Groen, another guy that got off to a super hot start. Wasn't a consistent guy in this lineup. He's been around for a couple of weeks, but in just his 6th game today, started to regress a tad at the plate.
0-2, bounced in the dirt, and you mentioned it. Since that first game where he lit it up with a double, RBI, batting just .200 heading into this one. As he shoots the 1-2 into the dugout on the first base side. That was a bullet that went in and out of the Cotuit dugout. Doesn't hit anyone, luckily. He'll step back into the box for the 1-2 pitch. Burnham adjusts the hat, steps back onto the bump, looking for a scoreless inning of work. 1-2, off speed, fouled to the screen. We'll do it again at 1 ball and 2 strikes.
And Burnham got away with one right there. Left a breaking ball hanging up in the top 3rd. Groen certainly would like that one back.
Groen hasn't had a hit since the 4th of July. The 1-2. Piped into center field. Sturgis moving over, and he makes the play. Hard hit ball, ends up in a flyout, and it's a 1-2-3 inning for Jacob Burnham for the 3rd time in this ball game. After 5, it's Cotuit 4 and the Gatemen 1 here on Cape League TV.
Cranberry Federal Credit Union stands apart by combining the heart of a community-driven credit union with the spirit of an educator. We don't just offer banking. We teach, guide, and support every step of the way, ensuring our members gain the confidence and financial stability to thrive. With deep local roots and a commitment to lifelong learning, we're more than a financial institution. We're a partner in your success. Finding a good personal injury attorney is very difficult. If you or your family member have been involved in an accident, hurt at work, suffered a slip and fall, or have been injured due to the negligence of someone else, contact the lawyers at Reddy Kiernan and McNally LLP today. They are experienced trial attorneys who practice in all the courts in the Commonwealth. The firm has been recognized by Best Lawyers in America for outstanding legal representation. Contact Reddy Kiernan and McNally LLP today. The firm is located at 267 Main Street in Wareham. Reddy Kiernan and McNally LLP also has offices in New Bedford and Falmouth. Call 508-295-0286 or visit their website at www.rkm-law.com. Cranberry Federal Credit Union has been proudly serving the community of Wareham since 1962. Please check out our rates for your borrowing needs. For the parents of children, explore a Cranberry Kids Club account and its 5% annual percentage rate for the first $500 deposited. Cranberry Federal Credit Union. We are harvesting financial success.
5 innings down, 4 to go here at Spillane Field with the Kettleers in front 4-1. Dan Shalam with you alongside Adam Hipsky. Second, Alyssa Watling intuitive call to the bullpen of the game for Wareham. Nolan Foster out and Logan Baisley in for the first time this season.
Time to make your 2026 debut. Logan Baisley, the 6'4", 220-pound right-hander out of Florida Gulf Coast. A returner from the Gatemen back in 2025, made 10 appearances, 6 starts. That length could be helpful in a game where Wareham has struggled to work efficiently through this Cotuit lineup. Had a 6.43 ERA across 21 innings of work last summer with the Gatemen, coming off a spring with FGCU, where he pitched to a 6.75 ERA and a much lesser workload, 10 2/3 is what he went with this spring for the Eagles.
Wareham hoping that some of that familiarity here with the Gatemen materializes. For Baisley, a 4-pitch mix. It's fastball, slider, sinker, and the changeup. And he will face the 8-9-1 hitters in his first inning of relief this summer for the Gatemen, starting with Chase Kroberger, the right fielder. First pitch to him in there for strike one. Kroberger 0 for 2 in this game. And Baisley into the ball game after Nolan Foster just goes a singular inning with no hits, given up 2 runs, both earned, 2 walks, and a strikeout. 0-1, poke to the right side, foul. No balls and 2 strikes for Baisley, a guy who made 10 appearances with a 6.43 ERA over 21 innings for the Gatemen last season. 0-2, called strike 3. That's one way to welcome yourself back to Spillane Field. Kroberger down after Baisley gets him looking for the first out.
A good start for Logan Baisley. Wasn't what Nolan Foster's day would have liked, but Baisley, really good job, and Wareham's still in this one.
Only down by 3. Plenty of baseball left to be played here in the top half of the 6th. Ty Bellin at the plate. First pitch is fouled for strike 1. Bellin was hit by the pitch in the 4th, but then Aiden Aguayo grounded out to end off the inning, so nothing came of it. 0-1. Big cut and a miss at the off-speed from Bellin. And now no balls and 2 strikes for Baisley, looking for back-to-back strikeouts. Come set. Here's the pitch. Misses down low. There goes the immaculate inning. Got 5 of the 9, but misses down low for the first ball for him.
We'll see how he goes, but Caleb Barnett doing it on 10 pitches was pretty impressive.
1-2, high and away, and that now also out of the question.
But Baisley, right now, you certainly like what you've got, and with this Cotuit lineup, they've done it, but it's been on a lot of pitches where it's been pitchers making mistakes, not being on the same page with the catcher and the Nikolai. So if you're Baisley and now you're in danger of losing this one, which after you hit Bellin earlier in this at-bat or earlier in this game, you don't want to do it again.
It was
free base.
Up 0-2 as well. Payoff. Misses, and Bellin works the walk. You mentioned it. It's just been a lot of free pass today. The 5th walk issued by this Gatemen staff. They also have 2 hit by pitches.
Yeah, and you don't want to sound like a broken record, but that's what's been the difference in this game. And yesterday, it was kind of, shoes on the other foot now for Wareham, who had the 1-0 lead over YD based on, a wild pitch and then an error in the field defensively, and that was all it took. But still, like to pitch a cleaner game than what they have.
Top of the order, Aiden Aguayo at the plate. Looks at the first pitch for a strike. Bellin on for the 2nd time in this game. This just his 3rd game of the season. He does not have a hit, but has 4 walks and a hit by pitch. The 0-1 is bounced in the dirt. Nikolai keeps it close. 1 ball and 1 strike. Cotuit scoring in each of the last 3 innings, looking to keep that streak going here in the 6th. Aguayo, 0 for 2, was hit in the 3rd by Peyton Lee. 1-1. Big cut and a miss for strike 2. 1-2. Misses down low into Cly. There again. But 2-ball and 2-strike count. Baisley has started ahead on both Bellin and now Aguayo. Walked Bellin, looking to get the out. On the man from UCLA. 2-2 pitch. Misses outside, and the count runs full for back-to-back batters.
It just has been an efficient day. Lots of walks. Has not been pretty.
The payoff. Cut and a miss from Aguayo. Second out of this inning comes by way of the K. It's a second strikeout for Logan Baisley. Here in the top of the 6th.
That's a really nice bounce back from Logan Baisley. Even if the count runs full and the start hasn't gone how you would have liked, still retiring a leadoff hitter always big, and now an 0-for-3 day for Aguayo.
The 2-hole man, Jake Hanley, at the plate. Takes a first pitch strike. Had a walk back in the 5th. Came around to score. Looking to do something here in the 6th. 0-1. Misses outside for ball 1. Peyton Lee led up 2 runs. One of those earned. Foster with 2 runs. See what Baisley has in store. So both pitchers in this game for Wareham allowing at least 2 across so far. 1-1. A fly ball into shallow left field. DeGiorgio ranges over. He makes the play on the grass. Baisley faces just 4 here in this top half of the 6th. Works around a 1-out walk. Still, it's 4-2-1 Kettleers as we go to the bottom half of the 6th here on Cape League TV.
Hey, Gatemen fans, give it up for a hometown MVP, Harvey Waste and Recycling. Just like the Gatemen clean up on the field, Harvey keeps our communities clean every day. Big hits, clean streets, and reliable service you can count on. Now that's a winning team. Visit elharveynewbedford.com or call 508-995-0544. Harvey New Bedford, keeping Wareham game ready all season long.
Searching for a golf cart, street legal low-speed vehicle, or utility vehicle? Come visit C2 Vehicles in Wareham or online at c2vehicles.com. Trusted across the South Coast, Cape and Island since 1978, C2 Vehicles has the ride for work, play, and everything in between. Broken PS5 or Xbox? A-Plus Repair specializes in all repairs, including game consoles, computers, smartphones, and tablets. Walk-ins are welcome, and most repairs are done in less than an hour. 508-962-2394 or aplusrepairs.net for more info.
Reed Custom Soils, a subsidiary of the AD Makepeace Company, is New England's most experienced precision soil blender. Reed is the leading provider of lightweight planting soil for green roof installation, stabilized stone dust for nature paths and pedestrian walkways, bioretention and rain garden soils, and specialized soils for athletic fields, including your Spillane Field. To learn more, visit reedcustomsoils.com.
Bottom half of the 6th here at Spillane Field. Dan Shalam with you alongside Adam Hipsky in what is a 4-1 ball game. But finally, maybe some hope here for Wareham. Alyssa Watling intuitive call to the bullpen. The starter, Jacob Burnham, is out of the game after 5 innings of 1-run ball, and he makes way for Tyler Finkbeiner.
Yeah, gave up just 2 hits, and now Finkbeiner comes into the game 6'7", 245-pound righty. Just finished up his freshman season with the Michigan Wolverines, where he made 12 appearances, all out of the pen. He totaled 14 and a third innings pitch, posted an 8.79 ERA across those 14 and a third, had 4 scoreless outings over the season, and now he steps in facing a 9-1-2 order for the Gatemen and trying to hang on to this 3-run lead as we've hit the 6th.
Wareham refreshed that it's a different arm on the mound after it was just a dominant showing from Burnham, who leaves with 5 innings, 2 hits, 1 run, 1 walk, and 2 strikeouts. It'll be the 9-1-2 hitters here for Wareham in the bottom half of the 6th, starting with the shortstop, Henry DeGiorgio. First pitch misses down low from Finkbeiner for ball one.
And watch out for this fastball. 92 to 96, a slider in the upper 80s, and had a four-seamer that touched 99 this spring with Michigan.
1-0. Called a strike. Finkbeiner made one appearance so far this season for the Kettleers. 2 1/3 for him. He gave up 2 earned runs. And you take a look at the hitter and the catcher, high school teammates Henry DeGiorgio and Ty Bellin. Cool to see that. 2 Franklin, Massachusetts guys battling it out. And Bellin wasn't even supposed to be in this position, was the bullpen catcher for Cotuit for the majority of this season before finding his way behind the dish. And DeGiorgio has become the everyday shortstop for the Gatemen. 2-1. Poked into shallow left. Hanley coming on, makes the play. 1 down.
Yeah, DeGiorgio just gets a piece of it. Wasn't a great at-bat. Had to defend Hanley. An easy catch out there on left, and there was 1 down. Good start to the day for Finkbeiner.
Retires the first battery sees, and now got a frog stuck in my throat here, Adam.
Uh-oh.
RJ,
Release,
it's going from bad to worse. It's croaking on me. RJ Hamilton at the plate, top of the order. He takes down low, 4-1. Maybe it's a mix of the parasite. I know there's a lot going around.
No.
General sickness. Hope you don't have the parasite either. That would be worrisome for you.
This broadcast has taken a turn.
It certainly has. The 1-0 pitch is a chopper. Over to the shortstop, Pano. Throws over to first, and there's 2 quick outs for Finkbeiner coming out of the pen.
Hamilton just gets a piece of it. Right now, Wareham just doesn't feel like in a rhythm. Was held scoreless for a few days yesterday, and today kind of feeling the same.
8 in a row retired from this Cotuit staff. Burnham with the first 6, and then Finkbeiner with the last 2. He looks to make that 9 here against Connor Cuff, the third baseman. First pitch misses. Cuff singled in the 4th, then some sloppy play in the field from Aiden Aguayo. Launched the ball over the pitcher, Burnham's head. Cuff made it over to third, and then Cohen Nicolai brought him home on an RBI ground out for the first run of the game for Wareham. That made it 2-1 at the time, as the 1-0 pitch misses outside to make it 2 balls and no strikes. This Wareham offense just 1 run in this game and really haven't compiled a lot of offensive momentum. 2-0. Ground ball over to the third base side. It gets through the hole between short and third. That being the 3rd hit of the ball game for Wareham and the 2nd off of Connor Cuff's bat.
Yeah, and at a big time, too. Right now, Wareham trying to hit the home stretch, string together some much better appearances at the plate. Everyone matters. And even with 2 outs, instilling some confidence up and down this lineup to try and provide some offense.
Now Cohen Nicolai had a double in the first. RBI ground out. This time he smacks a ball into left field. Going back is Hanley. And he makes the play. 3 outs here from Finkbeiner in the bottom half of the 6th. Nothing comes from the single from Connor Cuff. Still a 3-run game in favor of the Kettleers after 6. Time to hand things over to CeCe Gabriel for the 2nd time tonight.
A bullpen catcher getting activated. It's not something that you see every day, but you get to see it today. Ty Bullen, the Cotuit bullpen catcher, was called up by manager Rob Cooper after one of their catchers was placed on the injury list. Now, recalling the moment, Bellin said that it was just last weekend when Rob Cooper announced in a post-game huddle that there would be a new player on the team. Now, this isn't something that the skipper usually does, but he said that when he found out that he was the new player, he was both shocked and extremely grateful. Now, the newest catcher comes out of Wheaton College, a Division III school, and Bullen had put down a .297 batting average and 31 RBI. Now, from there, you can see that Bellin has been in this game so far, and the relationships that he's built has built him so much confidence because of the impact that he's had so far. Back to you guys.
Thank you so much, CeCe. Certainly an interesting story for Ty Bellin. Not something that you see every day. As Logan Baisley returns to work for the Gatemen out of the pen. The second reliever for Wareham today after the starter Peyton Lee had a less than desirable day. 4 innings, allowed 3 hits, 2 runs. And really, Dan, the story all evening long has been the self-inflicted mistakes on the pitching staff. It's really been the batteries that haven't been on the same page.
Well, they've issued 5 walks in this game, 2 hit by pitches. That's 7 free bags, and it's really come back to hurt them. Also, hasn't helped when a couple of balls have gotten past Cohen to Clay on wild pitches. Just really hasn't been clean. Yesterday was clean, and Wareham took advantage of the YD mistakes. This time a little bit different.
Cotuit in front 4-1, sending its 3, 4, 5 hitters to the plate. Dawson Park, Owen Pano, and Jesse DiMaggio. The minimum in the top of the 7th. Kettleers hanging on to the 4th place in the West by 2 points. First pitch of the inning is a slider, and a beautiful one at that. Peyton Lee worked a similar approach in the right-on-right matchups, trying to bring that slider onto the inside corner. Started inside at the hands, bend it inside, goes right back to it. Back-to-back pitches that Park stares at, and he's behind 0-2.
Good start here. That's just how he started, too. That last inning against Kroberger.
Park yet to be retired today. The 0-2, back to the slider, but goes downstairs with it. Last 2 pitches, try to go for the outside corner. On a 1-ball, 2-strike count. Fastball up and away. 2 balls, 2 strikes on Dawson Park. The Cape League All-Star playing third base today out of Texas State. Two. Hit up the middle and splits between second and short for a leadoff single. Dawson Park, a 2-for-2 day. He's stepped up to the plate 4 times, hasn't gone down once.
I think he's shown us why he's an all-star right now. Has been really good in this game, setting the table, and now a chance for Cotuit to go to work with some of the guys that have been seeing the ball better today do up.
5th multi-hit game of the summer for Dawson Park, and now he turns it to Dawson Pano, who does not have a hit, but laid down a sacrifice bunt back in the 5th. Sparked a 2-run inning for the Kettleers. Made this a 2-run game. Took it from a 1-run game to a 3-run game. It was an inning where Nolan Foster came in, didn't allow a hit, but gave up 2 runs and both earned. The 0-1, tapped foul, 0-2. Easily got ahead on Park, but couldn't retire the hitter. Pano 0-for-2 with the bunt back in the 5th and reached on a fielder's choice in the 3rd. Walked his first time up. The 0-2. Outside, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Pano made it to the College World Series this past spring with Ole Miss, but got upset. It was a short trip to Omaha for the Rebels. Lost to North Carolina, which isn't much of a surprise as Nikolai's throw down to second. Just a little bit too high. DeGiorgio tried to bring it down, but Park has his 5th stolen base of the summer.
Yeah, and that throw was high. He got a good jump on it. Moves himself into scoring position. And now a base hit makes this a 4-run game.
So Ole Miss lost to North Carolina, which doesn't come as much of a surprise. UNC made it to the College World Series final as it gets past Clark into right field. Park gets the wave around third. He scores without a throw. An RBI single from Owen Pano, his first run driven in of the summer. It gives Cotuit a 5-1 lead.
That ball went right under his glove. That's one that you want back if you're Clark. He was in the right spot, just pulled up a little bit too quick. And that's how you do it right there. One base hit to another, and you score a run.
So now the third pitcher of the game for the Gatemen and the third to give up a run. It's been kind of a steady onslaught for Cotuit. Except Jesse DiMaggio. First pitch up and in, gets away from Nikolai. Payno sprints for second. He's in easily. So Wareham in danger of having its 3-game win streak snapped. Still been much better baseball as of late, but today hasn't looked the same after these last few games. Baisley's 1-0. Popped up behind home plate. 1 ball, 1 strike. That was Baisley's 30th pitch of the day. Nolan Foster in his 1 inning of work tossed 26. Half first strikes. Baisley threw his first 30 pitches 17 strikes. 1-1. Grounded foul. Sharply hit off the bat of DiMaggio, who is 0 for 2 but reached his last time up on a catcher's interference, was down to 2 strikes. Nikolai got in the way. One, 2 the count. Baisley shakes off a couple of signs from Nikolai. Collects himself, the 1-2. Another one spoiled foul from DiMaggio. We've talked about it a little bit this summer, Dan. But DiMaggio, that distant relationship to Joe DiMaggio.
We brought this up a couple of times, and still no further reading on the relationship.
And, you know, if you're listening at home, the swings and misses. Drop third strike. Nikolai will have to throw on to first. He does. It's in time. Third strikeout of the day for Logan Baisley. But I guess one last note on this DiMaggio family. Right now, we probably expect some more people to be listening to the Gatemen.
You would think.
The way they've been playing lately. Maybe not game 1. But now Wareham's starting to find its footing. We appreciate you coming along on this ride with us. Game 27 of the Cape League season. First pitch to Isaac Sturgis is a called strike. Center fielder with the sac fly that scored a run back in the 5th. It was the last run that Cotuit has scratched across. Yeah, 1. Hit up the middle. To the gap, potentially extra bases for Sturgis, cut off, but not before Payno gets the wave around third. He scores without a throw. Another RBI single. Back-to-back at-bats for Isaac Sturgis where he's driven in a run. It's now 6-1 Kettleers.
They've been really efficient in this inning of just single score. Obviously, you have the strikeout from DiMaggio, and Pano's hit actually goes down as an error on the first baseman, Clark. So just taking more advantage of the mistakes from this Wareham team. They've kind of been giving it to the Kettleers. They've been taking advantage.
Now J.J. Moran has a double today. Swings and misses at a high fastball at 90. Moran struck out swinging his last time up. That was back in the 5th against Nolan Foster. Lone strikeout of the day for Foster. The 0-1. Runner on the move. Pitch gets away from Nikolai. Sturgis takes second and a peek at third, but holds. But nonetheless, he's in a scoring position with just 1 out.
Has not been Nikolai's best day behind the plate. Few have gone by him. Few have been a wild pitch, but just hasn't looked his sharpest. And now it's the same scenario as it's been the past couple of batters. A runner in scoring position, and you just see a base hit to score a 7th run.
And Baisley going down and away. Pitch comes in for a called strike. That's just an unfortunate one where Baisley Tries to locate the bottom third. Nikolai starts to pull the body up so he can load up a throw down to second. And a perfect situation for a ball to get past the catcher. Easily trying to work around it here. 1-2. Fought off foul. Moran batting .242 this summer. First baseman from Stanford. He's finished up his second spring with the Cardinal. Played in 54 games. Behind in the count, 1-2. Up and in. Nice job by Nikolai to prevent that one from getting past him. Two balls, two strikes. Baisley looks in. The runner on second. Sets, comes home. Swing and a miss. Couple of strikeouts this inning for Logan Baisley. Hasn't been the day he would have liked, but still getting that second out. His fourth strikeout of the day in his debut on the Cape this summer.
Yeah, it's been good. He hasn't really been helped by his defense today, and that's led to some runs coming across, but nice bounce back there to work the out.
Here comes Chase Kroberger, the eighth hitting right fielder. Outside for ball one. Kroberger, another guy in this Kettleers lineup that made it to the College World Series with his team. Just finished up that freshman season with Alabama. Made it to Omaha. Waves and misses. Evens the count at 1-1. Didn't play a ton for the Crimson Tide, but made the most of his opportunities. Stole a couple of bases. Recorded just 28 at-bats. Looking for a little bit more consistent reps here on the Cape. Has one run batted in this summer. Can make it two with the single. Sturgis off of second. But Kroberger looking for that first hit of the day. He's 0 for 3 with a couple of strikeouts. 2-1. Fouled away. Dan, I'm seeing this right now, but Chase Kroberger says that he can play the piano well.
I feel like there needs to be another.
Is there a translation to the baseball field? Called strike three. We'll resume on the other side.
He hit the bat like he's hitting the piano there as he struck out.
3 strikeouts this inning in the top of the 7th for Logan Baisley. It's time to stretch, but Wareham feels this one slipping away after a 2 spot in the top of the 7th.
Cranberry Federal Credit Union stands apart by combining the heart of a community-driven credit union with the spirit of an educator. We don't just offer banking. We teach, guide, and support every step of the way, ensuring our members gain the confidence and financial stability to thrive. With deep local roots and a commitment to lifelong learning, we're more than a financial institution. We're a partner in your success. Finding a good personal injury attorney is very difficult. If you or your family member have been involved in an accident, hurt at work, suffered a slip and fall, or have been injured due to the negligence of someone else, contact the lawyers at Reddy Kiernan and McNally LLP today. They are experienced trial attorneys who practice in all the courts in the Commonwealth. The firm has been recognized by Best Lawyers in America for outstanding legal representation. Contact Reddy Kiernan and McNally LLP today. The firm is located at 267 Main Street in Wareham. Reddy Kiernan and McNally LLP also has offices in New Bedford and Falmouth. Call 508-295-0286 or visit their website at www.rkm-law.com. Cranberry Federal Credit Union has been proudly serving the community of Wareham since 1962. Please check out our rates for your borrowing needs. For the parents of children, explore a Cranberry Kids Club account and its 5% annual percentage rate for the first $500 deposited. Cranberry Federal Credit Union. We are harvesting financial success.
Time starting to dwindle for the Gatemen as we've hit the bottom of the 7th, but it's time to take a trip around the Cape, my friend. Born with a 2-1 lead over Chatham. YD final over Orleans. Red Sox got that bounce-back victory after the Gatemen took them down 1-0 last night.
And that's a big one for the Red Sox going against the last-place Firebirds. They take advantage. Some good news for Wareham, Hyannis, and Falmouth both losing. If they are to lose this game, no ground will be gained by those two. So that at least some silver lining if this result is to hold.
First pitch to Levi Clark's hit on the ground over to short. 1 pitch, 1 out for Cotuit. It's about as good of a start as you could have asked for. Kettleers with a 6-1 lead. What else we got, Dan? Anything else catch your eye?
Some Bourne and Chatham action for you happening out at Veterans Field. 2-1, the Bravos in front as they look to pull away, and that's a team that Wareham will face tomorrow night.
Final game before the All-Star break. Dylan Dubovic digs in for the Gatemen. Takes a pitch down the middle for strike 1. Brewster playing really good baseball as of late, clobbering Hyannis. You mentioned the factor of Harbor Hawks not gaining any ground on the Gatemen today, but how about the Whitecaps starting to gain some ground on YD?
Hunted them. That is for sure. Came in just 5 points back coming into this. And that a Brewster team that Wareham's going to have a home-and-home with next week.
And Orleans, that was a game where obviously you're not expecting to win, but for a team that's trying to hunt down Chatham, 6 points back of the Anglers, tough loss for Orleans. Every result feeling more and more important as we've hit this portion of the summer. Swing and a miss for Dylan Dubovic. Second strikeout of the day, 27th of the season.
Well, I think the interesting thing is coming out of the break, Wareham's got 4 East Division opponents in a row. They're going to have to rely on other teams to help them out while they try and help themselves.
And it's interesting because when you look at, we talked about it earlier with the power rankings, records across the Cape League, the East has been better than the West, and it hasn't really been close this summer.
Oh, no doubt. It's really been all East all the way. I mean, if Wareham was in there, they'd be 4 games out of a final playoff spot with Chatham. But beyond Chatham, Harwich, Brewster, and YD all above 30 points at this point.
Yeah, if you put Bourne in the East Division and just made it a 6-team division, the Braves would be 4th. And they currently lead the West by 5 points. So it's been an interesting year, and for Wareham, all you got to do is make it. You can make noise. There's plenty of times in the Cape where you finally make it as Apple ropes one down the line, just foul. Liked it. One of the better swings we've seen put on a ball today by a Gateman hitter.
For sure.
Feels like it's been a while.
The offense has slowed down. The interesting thing about the schedule, too, is you have the 4 East Division opponents in a row. Then you have 8 games left. Just 1 of those 8 is against the East Division. The last 7 of those 8 in the division. So even if things go poorly for you next week in those East Division games, there's still time to kind of get back.
And, today game 27, but we call this the playoff push. It still is. We've hit the second half, and a 40-game season, at least the way I view it, is as more of a sprint than a marathon. But when you look at those 8 games, the final 8 games, 7 out of 8 being against teams in your division in the West, that's the playoff push.
2 being against Cotuit as well.
And those come on the 24th and 29th. Apple takes a 5-pitch walk. Just the second base runner for the Gatemen since the 4th inning. Wareham trailing 6-1. One of those 4 games against East Division teams out of the All-Star break is against Orleans. So at least you take on the bottom team in the East. But play a home and home on the 22nd and 23rd against Brewster. Team that we just mentioned playing really good baseball. 18-7-2 if results hold. One-0. Cruson checks his swing. Doesn't go around. 2 balls, no strikes. Cruson 0 for 2 today. 0 for 5 on the summer. Cape League All-Star a season ago. Interesting timing for Cruson to join the roster this summer, right before the All-Star break. Obviously, so many factors going into when these guys arrive, when they depart, when you need a replacement. Right now, Wareham and every team in the Cape League starting to go through a ton of those changes. Cotuit, a first-hand example of this. I mean, this lineup, the 2-1 is smoked out to right center field. Apple hightailing to third. He's getting the wave around from third base coach Nate Ewing, and then a late stop sign. But a 2-out double. Wareham's got a pair in the scoring position. Good first hit of the summer for Chase Cruson. It's extra bases, and it puts 2 in a scoring position in the 7th.
Well, and that's what he did last summer with Wareham. Produce, drive, and runs. Good to see him starting to get back to that point as we see a mound visit here coming for the Kettleers.
Left one up in the zone. Now the Gatemen starting to string together some productive at-bats. It's the pitching coach, Kevin Curtin, out from the dugout for Cotuit. Currently at 9-15-2. Dan, it's been well documented this evening, but this was a big game in the West Division, and the Kettleers have been up for the challenge. Gatemen, not so much.
And it's a team that Wareham really dominated last time they came here to Spillane Field. Got the job done. What was a 5-2 win? But here it's looked completely flipped.
Yeah. Carter Groen steps in. Still looking for that first hit since July 4th. That was 12 days ago. Single here could score 2 and cut the deficit in half. Pitch popped up, right side, out of play. Finkbeiner, the reliever, right-hander from Michigan. Trying to work around some traffic. No balls, 1 strike. Groen struck out in the 3rd, flew out in the 5th, and he swings and misses at this one.
Nasty right there from Finkbeiner. Just drops in the curveball, which he uses 5% of the time against right-handed hitters.
Caught Groen off balance there. The 0-2 with 2 away. Finkbeiner deals in the dirt. Stays in front of Bellin. He's been really good behind the plate for the Kettleers. And, it's not a different ball game, but Bellin, some of those 50-50 balls that might get past him, he's kept them in front, while Nikolai has let a few roll past or skip away. 1-2 breaker. Tails right into the zone, and Groen frozen for strike 3. Wareham gets a little bit of a 2-out rally, but it's another scoreless frame for the Gatemen. 3rd in a row after just 1 run yesterday. Wareham trailing 6-1. We head to the 8th on the other side of this break here on Cape League TV.
Hey, it's me, Wizzy. Water Whiz is the ultimate vacation. Huge slides, a not-so-lazy river, and more ways to cool off than you can count. Plan ahead and save. Tickets as low as $39.95. Rally your crew and lock in your date.
For a good piece of glass, call Abby, located at 3 Tyler Avenue in East Wareham. Call Abby Glass and Locks about getting a free quote for your windows, doors, locks, and other glass needs.
Hi, this is Stephen Goulston. Homeowners choose Mario's Roofing because we're fair, honest, and provide quality services. Call Mario's Roofing today for a free estimate. 781-344-2420. Mario's Roofing. We won't soak you to keep you warm and dry.
Hey, it's me, Wizzy. Water Whiz is the ultimate vacation. Huge slides, a not-so-lazy river, and more ways to cool off than you can count. Plan ahead and save. Tickets as low as $39.95. Rally your crew and lock in your date.
For a good piece of glass, call Abby, located at 3 Tyler Avenue in East Wareham. Call Abby Glass and Locks about getting a free quote for your windows, doors, locks, and other glass needs.
Hi, this is Stephen Goulston. Homeowners choose Mario's Roofing because we're fair, honest, and provide quality services. Call Mario's Roofing today for a free estimate. 781-344-2420. Mario's Roofing. We won't soak you to keep you warm and dry.
Logan Baisley's day is done for Wareham. Currently trailing Cotuit 6-1 as we've hit the top of the 8th. Time for another Alyssa Watling intuitive call to the bullpen. The left-hander Jackson Hoyt steps on and a 5-run ball game, Dan.
Last pitched on the 12th of July against Bourne, and that game went 1 2/3 with 2 runs given up. A 6.75 ERA for him over 5 appearances, totaling 8 innings.
Did pitch against Cotuit on July 5th. Now digs in against the 9-1-2 hitters, starting with Ty Bellin, who deals a first pitch fastball. It's tapped foul for strike 1. Bellin, we talked about it earlier. Our sideline reporter CeCe Gabriel made mention of it, but an interesting story for the catcher out of Wheaton College. Started the summer as a bullpen catcher for the Kettleers and now digs in today in his 3rd start of the summer. And he's been really good defensively for Cotuit. And today, struck out his first time up, but has reached base in each of his last 2 trips to the plate. Behind 0-2 on Hoyt. Fouled away. Hoyt in his 6th appearance of the summer. Got up and loosening yesterday at Red Wilson Field, but Wareham continued to ride the hot hand of Jake Schweitzer, who came in for Sahil Patel, collected the 12-out save after Patel went 5 innings. The 2 combined for a shutout victory. First of the summer for the Gatemen. 1-2. Nubbed right side to first and just foul. Clark tried to attack it to prevent it from rolling foul, but Bellin stays alive.
Yeah, too bad there. That Clark couldn't just grab it and step on the bag before it went foul.
So Hoyt is back on top of the mound in a 1-2 count in a 6-1 game. Wareham, its final pair of matchups ahead of the Cape League All-Star break. 1-2. Hit up the middle. Cruson drifts in. Center fielder makes the play for the first out of the inning. It's exactly what you have to do against Ty Bellin. Not to say the guy's not a capable hitter. Swung it at nearly a 300 clip, but for a guy that's started the season as a bullpen catcher, got to make him earn it. Last time, Wareham pitchers didn't make him put in play. This time, Hoyt fires inside the zone. 1 up, 1 down, and back to the top of the order for Aiden Aguayo, the second baseman. Takes outside for ball 1. 12 hits in the first 13 games for the second baseman out of UCLA. He's hitless today. Hoyt sends home the 1-0. Fouled away. Ball and a strike on Aguayo. Sitting 273 this summer. And this Cotuit lineup, Dan, I mean, we see these teams throughout the summer, every week, every other week. We keep an eye on it. Obviously, the transaction log very busy this time of year, but feels like a completely different Kettleers lineup from what we've seen the past 2 games.
No, 100%. There's been so many changes. Obviously, it started with Tage Davis way back when at this point, but Cotuit has had players coming in and out all season. It has not been consistent.
A 1 ball, 1 strike count on Aguayo. Hoyt's pitch is fouled away. I guess when you really look at it, Cotuit probably feels somewhat similar about Wareham's roster. 4 guys in the lineup today were on the opening day roster. Levi Clark came shortly thereafter. But the recent additions, Connor Cuff, Chase Cruson, then Henry DeGiorgio, who's been around for a little bit now. But summer baseball, to be expected. Guys hitting innings limits, transfer portals, settling down, draft now over. Wareham just trying to find the roster that it wants for that final stretch of the summer. Two. Hoyt fires. Out away. Really nice job from Cotuit hitters this inning. Started with Bellin and now Aguayo picking up right where he left off. 2 strike counts, continuing to battle.
Oh yeah, making it really hard on Jackson Hoyt.
2-2. Hoyt sets up from the windup. Downstairs, count runs full. Hoyt, 12 walks so far this summer in his 8 innings. Command has not been a strength. Trying to find it here. The payoff. Cut on and missed.
And there's a Gatemen strikeout.
A strikeout from Jackson Hoyt, his first of the day, 9th of the summer. And puts 2 away in the 8th.
Yeah, very nice right there, just to not lose your focus in that count after you're up 1-2. Goes full, but deliver a nice pitch for strike 3.
Jake Hanley tries to extend the inning for Cotuit and add to its 6-1 lead. Left on left, pops up at the first pitch. Hanley, a 1-for-3 day, walked and scored in the 5th. Batting just 194 this summer, but has been productive at the plate for the Kettleers, batting 2nd. 0-1, checks a swing, did not offer. A ball and a strike here in the top of the 8th. Downstairs, 2 balls, 1 strike. Wareham hits the road tomorrow to take on Bourne. Six o'clock first pitch at Doran Park. 2-1. And on the ground to the shortstop, DeGiorgio. Squares up, throws on. Pulls Clark off the bag, but he keeps the foot down for the time being in a 6-3 putout. Ends things in the top of the 8th. No hits, no runs, no errors in the field. Nobody left on base. Wareham tries to cut into this lead. When we return, it's 9-1-2. Due up for the Gatemen on Cape League TV.
Every child deserves the basics. Gifts to Give is making that happen, and you can help. Volunteer, donate, or shop their thrift store Saturdays. Visit giftstogive.org and make a difference today.
The Wareham-based AD Makepeace Company, founded in 1854, is North America's largest cranberry grower and a recognized leader in environmentally responsible real estate development and land stewardship. For 172 years, AD Makepeace Company has supported community events and organizations like your Wareham Gatemen. Visit admakepeace.com to learn more.
If you or a family member have been hurt at work, don't wait for the insurance company to discontinue your benefits or deny you medical treatment. Get an experienced workers' compensation attorney now before it's too late. The lawyers at Reddy, Kiernan, and McNally LLP have been practicing workers' compensation law for many years and are experts in the field of workers' compensation law. Having the advantage of retaining an attorney early on may make all the difference in your case. Know your rights, be prepared, and contact Reddy, Kiernan, and McNally LLP today. The firm is located at 267 Main Street in Wareham. Reddy, Kiernan, and McNally LLP also have offices in New Bedford and Falmouth. Call 508-295-0286 or visit their website at www.rkmlaw.com.
Slow day offensively for Wareham, but still time for our hits of the day. And Dan, it's been some production on the Gatemen side, but really it's the timely hitting from the Kettleers that have been the difference.
Well, that's the thing. They've had runners in scoring position, and they've hit them in when they've been there. That's been the difference in this game. Really, Wareham has not produced at all. Last inning was the first time they sent 5 hitters to the plate for the first time in the game.
They had 2 into scoring position but could not capitalize. DeGiorgio lays down a bunt on the first pitch. Finkbeiner fields, goes to first in time. The shortstop tried to catch the Kettleers defense napping. They were ready for it. 1 away.
Yeah, nice job by Finkbeiner to get off the mound, throw over to first, make the easy play. And now in the top of the order for the Gatemen.
It's been pretty smooth for Tyler Finkbeiner. This Kettleers team now 2 1/3, 2 hits, no runs, and just 1 walk. Now facing the leadoff man, R.J. Hamilton, who's 0 for 3 today. All 3 on ground outs. First pitch, a big slider. Breaks away.
Go, RJ.
1-0 the count. Fastball at 91. Looked at for strike 1. Hamilton in danger of having his 4-game hit streak snapped. Right now in a 6-1 game in the bottom of the 8th. Gatemen down to their final 5 outs. 1-1. Fastball low. Connor Cuff on deck for the Gatemen. Back-to-back singles his last 2 trips to the plate. 2-1. Downstairs, 3 balls and a strike on Hamilton. Gets ahead in the count. Hitter's advantage. Trying to work Finkbeiner deeper into this game. Past 30 pitches for the right-handed reliever. 3-1. Fly ball, right side, curling out of play. And goes past the stands. Full count on R.J. Hamilton with 1 away in the 8th. Finkbeiner. Readies? The payoff. This is high. Hamilton on the base paths for the first time today. And it comes with 1 out in the 8th. The Gatemen trailing by 5.
So that hit streak might come to an end, but the on base stays alive right there for Hamilton. Has done a really nice job. And now Connor Cuff, who's really been a bright spot today for Wareham at the plate. You can critique it all you want, but he has 2 of 4 hits.
So here comes Connor Cuff. Wareham has come back from steep deficits late here at Spillane Field already a couple of times this season. 92-mile-an-hour fastball down and away. Cuff lays off for ball 1. Finkbeiner came into the game in the 6th. Just now starting his 2nd trip through the lineup. Another fastball outside. So Cuff, one of his singles came against the starter, Jacob Burnham. One of just 2 hits allowed by the starter today. 2-0. Strike 1. Outer third. Finkbeiner has gone away from Cuff in each of the first 3 pitches. Cuff turned on one back in the 6th. Came in on his hands. Yanked it out to right.
2-1. This time he puts it into deep right field. Kroberger back, looks up, and it's off the wall. Not a home run. It came off the wall, Cuff into second, and Wareham's asking for an appeal because Connor Cuff uncorked on one, and this would cut the deficit in half. Ryan Smythe out of the dugout.
Well, here it is. It's off the top.
Woo-hoo.
Stephen Williams, the first base umpire, had the best view and immediately signaled that it was a hit.
Sound department got deked out on that one, though.
Yeah, the horn was going. I mean, it was nearly there, like literally inches away from being a home run.
So Connor Cuff is standing on second, and now all three umpires will conference. R.J. Hamilton is on third base, and Cuff is put at second.
That's not a home run, I don't think. It hits off the top of the wall. It doesn't go over.
What an overturn
I don't know how you overturn this, to be honest with you, with no video review.
And I'll say this, even if there was video review,
it would not a home run.
It would not support Ryan Smythe's appeal.
But if you're Wareham, you're hoping that the umpires do overturn it. Why not? It's a long conference.
If they overturn this, it would be a 6-3 game.
Doesn't seem like it's going to happen.
Boos come in. It's the right call. Connor Cuff with a double.
I mean, he's been swinging it great, but as much as Smythe pleads, it's not going to change the fact that it hit off the top of the wall. And I think you can see it there. Stephen Williams and Matthew Kane are giving him a pretty deep explanation.
It would be the first double of the summer for Connor Cuff. If it's a home run, it would be his second. He homered in his debut back on July 3rd.
Well, you know what? This is actually helping out Cotuit right now. They're full on getting a reliever ready out there in the bullpen while all this is happening. Someone is warming out there, and Finkbeiner is standing on the mound throwing some practice pitches. Smythe finally goes back to the dugout.
He's not a fan of it. All in all, the right decision by our umpiring crew, and give credit to Stephen Williams. He was on it. So, nonetheless, it'll be Cohen Nicolai after the long delay. 6-1 Cotuit. 1 out. Finkbeiner still on the mound for the Kettleers. Looks in a 6-1 game. Comes home. First pitch of the at-bat. Fastball outside.
Well, that one might not have been a home run, but the man at the plate right now with plenty of home run power, and that's why you see the mound visit coming for Cotuit.
Could signal the end of the day for Finkbeiner. That last one was his 40th pitch of the day. The infield stays back. Definitely something to monitor if Cotuit makes the change now in this stretch of right-handed hitters. Nicolai and the three that follow are all righties. Still just 1 out. The only out this inning was the bunt from DeGiorgio. So Cohen Nicolai steps back in. 1 ball, no strikes. Nicolai with that double back in the first. Be in the home run contest this weekend, the 1-0. Takes inside 91-mile-an-hour fastball. And if you're Finkbeiner, obviously you don't want to give Nicolai a pitch to hit, 1 swing. And this game becomes a whole lot closer. With first base open. 2-0. Swings and pops it foul behind home plate. Count now 2-1. Hamilton on third, he walked. Cuff on second, had the double. That was a matter of inches away from becoming a home run, and this game being 6-3. 2-1. Outside. Hitter's advantage to Cohen Nikolai. Grounded out in the 4th, flew out his last time up in the 6th. He's got 16 RBIs this summer in the Cape League. It's top 5. Trying to add to that total here. 3-1. Looks at ball 4. 5-pitch walk to Cohen Nikolai. And the bases are loaded. And Levi Clark, the cleanup hitter out of Tennessee, who's hitless today, steps in to try and make this a brand new ball game.
Well, and the Cotuit staff clearly likes this matchup between Finkbeiner and Clark because they're going to leave him out there.
Right on right. Finkbeiner back to the windup. Fastball pulls it outside. 92-mile-an-hour offering. Clark had 2 RBIs against the Kettleers back on July 5th. That was in a 5-2 win. Wareham and Cotuit, even in the season series, one apiece. 1-0. Fastball enter 3rd. That time Clark looks at strike 1. On 1. Hanger. Breaking ball top 3rd. Clark wanted it. Left him one, but Finkbeiner gets away with it.
That was that curveball that he rarely throws.
First 2 pitches of the at-bat fastballs. See what he goes to in the 1-2. Breaking ball, popped up, shallow right field. Trailing into foul ground, and Moran makes the catch. That was a much-needed second out for Cotuit. And now with a force at any base, Dylan Dubovic set to come to the plate. And instead, Rob Cooper out of the Cotuit dugout to relieve Finkbeiner. So his day is done. He goes 2 2/3. Departs with a bases-loaded jam. New arm into the game for the Kettleers. We will step aside. Cotuit 5, Wareham 1.
Hey, it's me, Wizzy. Water Whiz is the ultimate vacation. Huge slides, a not-so-lazy river, and more ways to cool off than you can count. Plan ahead and save. Tickets as low as $39.95. Rally your crew and lock in your date.
For a good piece of glass, call Abby, located at 3 Tyler Avenue in East Wareham. Call Abby Glass and Locks about getting a free quote for your windows, doors, locks, and other glass needs.
Hi, this is Stephen Goulston. Homeowners choose Mario's Roofing because we're fair, honest, and provide quality services. Call Mario's Roofing today for a free estimate. 781-344-2420. Mario's Roofing. We won't soak you to keep you warm and dry.
Get your merch at the Wareham Gatemen website and click shop to view our latest merch drops. The 2026 Gatemen Kids Clinic registration is live and open. Starting next week, kids will have the chance to be taught by Gatemen coaches and players. For more information, visit the Wareham Gatemen website for dates, times, prices, and opportunities for your kids to have the most memorable week of their summer.
Tough situation for Hayes Melville. The call to the pen for the Cotuit Kettleers in a 6-1 game with the bases loaded An Alyssa Watling intuitive pitching change. Third arm of the game, and Dylan Dubovic tries to break this one open. 6-foot rising junior, just committed to Oklahoma out of the transfer portal. First pitch to Dubovic. 92-mile-an-hour fastball on the outside corner.
Melville, a guy who recently committed to Oklahoma from UT Arlington, trying to use that two-pitch mix just to get one out here.
Wareham trying to cut into this deficit. The 0-1. Another fastball, this one at 93. Can't catch the bottom rail. Just the second appearance of the summer for Melville. Pitched just 2/3. Gave up 2 earned runs. The 1-1. Roped out to right center field. Hits the gap, extra bases for Dubovic. 1 run is in, 2 runs are in. Nikolai around third. He scores without a throw. This is a brand new ball game after a bases clearing double from Dylan Dubovic.
Wow, Dylan Dubovic going out there and delivering exactly what Wareham needs. Absolutely laces it into the gap, clears the bases. That was a perfect AB right there from Dubovic.
All 3 of those runs go on Tyler Finkbeiner's line, which is now final. But first, it's Foster Apple to try and extend this inning for the Gatemen. 6-4. Swings at a first pitch fastball, taps it foul. So Finkbeiner goes 2 2/3, allows 3 hits, 3 runs, all 3 earned, 3 walks, and 2 strikeouts. Leaves the game with a 9 flat ERA. Wareham surging late in a 6-4 ball game. Apple behind in the count, 0-1. Melville goes to the slider, misses low. Dylan Dubovic with that bases clearing double. Couldn't have come at a better time for the Gatemen, who had struggled all day with runners into scoring position. Now Apple hits a deep drive to left, but it hangs up for Hanley. Rocketed off the bat of Foster Apple, but a line out to the left fielder. But Wareham trims the deficit to 3, down to its final 3 outs. But the Gatemen are surging here in the back half at Spillane.
Cranberry Federal Credit Union stands apart by combining the heart of a community-driven credit union with the spirit of an educator. We don't just offer banking. We teach, guide, and support every step of the way, ensuring our members gain the confidence and financial stability to thrive. With deep local roots and a commitment to lifelong learning, we're more than a financial institution. We're a partner in your success. Finding a good personal injury attorney is very difficult. If you or your family member have been involved in an accident, hurt at work, suffered a slip and fall, or have been injured due to the negligence of someone else, contact the lawyers at Reddy Kiernan and McNally LLP today. They are experienced trial attorneys who practice in all the courts in the Commonwealth. The firm has been recognized by Best Lawyers in America for outstanding legal representation. Contact Reddy Kiernan and McNally LLP today. The firm is located at 267 Main Street in Wareham. Reddy Kiernan and McNally LLP also has offices in New Bedford and Falmouth. Call 508-295-0286 or visit their website at www.rkm-law.com. Cranberry Federal Credit Union has been proudly serving the community of Wareham since 1962. Please check out our rates for your borrowing needs. For the parents of children, explore a Cranberry Kids Club account and its 5% annual percentage rate for the first $500 deposited. Cranberry Federal Credit Union. We are harvesting financial success.
Ninth inning at Spillane Field. Cotuit in front of Wareham, 6-4. But Dan, starting to get a little bit more interesting as Jackson Hoyt takes the mound. Brand new ball game, that's for sure.
Certainly is. 2 runs needed. We've seen Wareham do it before in the bottom half of the ninth. You need the best stuff here from Hoyt. He needs to hold this at a 2-run game.
Yeah, easier said than done. Middle of the order due up for the Kettleers. 3-4-5 starting with Dawson Park, who's yet to be retired today. 2 for 2 with a pair of walks. Swings at a first pitch breaker. Fouls it away for strike one. A little bit more energy in the ballpark after the bases clearing double off the bat of Dylan Dubovic. It's an offense that was about as stagnant as it gets through the first 8 innings. Breaking ball. Dots the outside corner, 0-2. Nobody up in the Gatemen bullpen. It's Jackson Hoyt for the 9th. Try and keep this just a 2-run game and turn it to the bottom of the Wareham lineup. 0-2 up and in. Hoyt, after a couple of breaking balls, goes with the fastball. Up and in. 1-2. Park singled and scored back in the 7th. Grounds it to the left side. DeGiorgio flips off the glove. And we'll see. And he throws it away. But Cohen to Cly backing up the throw. DeGiorgio, not an ideal start to the inning on a ground ball in Dawson Park. Even though that may or may not go down as a hit, I can't imagine that it will.
No, it should be an error.
Hoyt left one up in the top of the zone. Time to roll over on it. A leadoff man aboard for Cotuit.
Most disappointing part about that is Hoyt had him in a no-ball 2-strike count as well, or a 1-2 count, I should say. Forced the ground ball.
So it does come in as a hit. It's now a 3-hit day for Dawson Park. Hoyt goes over to check on Park. Back standing. First hit of the day allowed from Jackson Hoyt. Another throw over to first. Park, 5 stolen bases this summer. And one earlier today. It's Owen Pano. Shortstop from Ole Miss. 1-2. Slider breaks inside. Doesn't come in enough. Count 1-0. Hoyt looks over at first. Goes home. Check swing. He went around. Pano doesn't like it. See the look on his face. A bit of frustration. One. Hoyt instead back to first. Trying to respect the running ability of Dawson Park. Hoyt comes set. Fastball outside. Pano ahead in the count. 0 for 2 day for the shortstop out of Ole Miss, but he's been busy. Reached base off a walk, a fielder's choice, and an error in the 7th that he came around to score on. 2-1, popped up, left side, hooking out a play. Hoyt gets into another 2-strike count. Last time, Park put in play. Nobody out. Hoyt, instead of home, goes back to first. 4th pickoff attempt in this at-bat. Two balls, 2 strikes. Hoyt, a deep breath. Pitch. Slider well inside. Easy take for Pano. Count runs full. Trying to get to the bottom of the 9th with the 7, 8, 9 hitters due up for the Gatemen. here in Game 27 of the Cape League season. Hoyt, payoff. Swing and a miss. Big strikeout for Jackson Hoyt, his second of the day. A nice job by the left-hander to bounce back after not being helped out by his defense in the first hitter of the inning. Battles back, one away.
That was a big strikeout and a big spot for him. Responds with the K.
Jesse DiMaggio, 0 for 3 with a couple of strikeouts. Clark still holding on Park. Hoyt goes back to first. Inherent advantage for Wareham with a left-hander on the mound. Not having to throw across his body over to first. Park on the move. Pitch outside. It was a slider. Throw down to second on the money. Hamilton tried to get the tag down in time. Had to bend his body, but couldn't handle the catch. So another stolen base for Dawson Park, and it takes away the double play ball.
Good read from him. He'd been waiting. Finally gets it. And then makes it in there. Hamilton thought he had it. He slammed the glove to the ground after that.
A bit of frustration, but Jesse DiMaggio doesn't have to worry about a ground out to end the inning now. The 1-0. Swings, lifts it foul. One ball, one strike. Hoyt's next will be his 30th of the day. Trying to give Wareham 2 innings of clean work out of the pen. Was not a clean day for each of the first 3 pitchers for Wareham. 1-1 hit on the line up the middle, down, base hit. Park gets the wave around third. Apple throws into second. An RBI single with 1 out in the 9th. And Cotuit gets another run right back, 7-4 Kettleers.
That's a huge insurance run for them. Puts a lot less pressure on them in the bottom half of the 9th. It's now a 3-run game. And DiMaggio has done this a couple of times. Just serves the ball up, hits it into right field, and makes it a 3-run game.
8th RBI of the summer for Jesse DiMaggio, with momentum turning in Wareham's direction. Gets it right back. Now left on left to Isaac Sturgis. First pitch fastball at 90 miles an hour. Clips the zone for strike 1. Cotuit 7, Wareham 4. Kettleers have been steadily dominating this game. Have not trailed. 1 outside. Gets away from Nikolai for a second. Ball and a strike on Sturgis. Had the RBI single his last time up. Capped off a 2-run 7th for Cotuit. Pitch inside, 2 balls, 1 strike. Sturgis 2 RBIs in this game. Sack fly back in the 5th. Brought his RBI total up from 5 to 7. Runner on the move, pitch outside. Nikolai does not throw down. Second stolen base of the inning for Cotuit. DiMaggio's got his second of the summer.
This looks exactly like what they did in the 7th. Got a couple singles. Both guys who had the singles stole to get themselves into scoring position. They've been putting a lot of pressure on Cohen Nikolai today.
All the while, Sturgis is ahead 3-1. Hoyt's pitch, punched left side into the netting for strike 2. Right side for Hoyt. First base open after the stolen base from Jesse DiMaggio. Sturgis in a full count. The 7-4 lead, top of the 9th. Hoyt comes home. Hit on a rope, left side, and foul. Over the fence, count remains 3 balls, 2 strikes. Hoyt collects himself. Second payoff of the at-bat. Popped up, shallow left field. DeGiorgio back on it. Into the outfield grass. Makes the catch for the second out.
Nice job from DeGiorgio. Just to range back, he makes up for the earlier mistake that allowed a run to score. Puts 2 outs on the board.
And if that leadoff single from Park never happens, that's 3 outs and likely just 1 runner on. Right now it's a single. Obviously, some scoring decisions get made after the fact. First pitch to J.J. Moran's cut on and missed for strike 1. For the time being, that is an earned run on Jackson Hoyt's line. 4th arm of the day for Wareham. All 4 have surrendered runs and earned runs at that. Paisley gave up 2 runs, just 1 was earned, but still 1 on his line. Moran rips one down the left field line. Fair ball, extra bases for the first baseman. DiMaggio comes around third, stand-up double with 2 gone in the 9th, and Cotuit doubling up Wareham. It's 8-4 in the 9th.
Solid piece. Just pokes it into left field. Enough down the line, scores the run, and unfortunate because Wareham was really in this ball game, only down by 2 heading into this inning, and Cotuit gets it all right back.
So if Wareham retires Chase Kroberger right here, they would need at least a 4 spot in the 9th. They've done it once this summer, and it was a grand slam from Cohen to Cly. First pitch from Hoyt to Kroberger. Inside. Grazes the dirt. Nikolai gets a glove on it. Ball 1. Wareham trying to beat Cotuit to double-digit wins, but right now the Kettleers in the driver's seat to advance to 10, 15, and 2. 1-0 is fouled back. Long inning for Jackson Hoyt, now past 40 pitches.
He's been laboring out there for sure.
Has been working Kroberger inside on this at-bat. He's 0 for 4 today. Hoyt offers. Outside, 2 balls, 1 strike. Kroberger hasn't recorded a hit since July 9th. It's exactly a week ago. 2-1. Cut on and missed. Levels things at 2 apiece. Hoyt stares in, trying to get through this second inning without any more damage. 2-2. Fastball at 89. Two away. Top of the 9th. Hoyt's delivery. Slider called strike 3. Hoyt gets out of the jam after a 2-run inning for Cotuit on 3 hits, no errors in the field, and 1 runner left on. Last chance for the Gatemen. Bottom of the 9th, Chase Cruson, Carter Groen, and Henry DeGiorgio due up when we return on Cape League TV.
Hey Gatemen fans, give it up for a hometown MVP, Harvey Waste and Recycling. Just like the Gatemen clean up on the field, Harvey keeps our communities clean every day. Big hits, clean streets, and reliable service you can count on. Now that's a winning team. Visit elharveynewbedford.com or call 508-995-0544. Harvey New Bedford, keeping Wareham game ready all season long.
Searching for a golf cart, street legal low-speed vehicle, or utility vehicle? Come visit C2 Vehicles in Wareham or online at c2vehicles.com. Trusted across the South Coast, Cape and Island since 1978, C2 Vehicles has the ride for work, play, and everything in between. Broken PS5 or Xbox? A Plus Repair specializes in all repairs, including game consoles, computers, smartphones, and tablets. Walk-ins are welcome, and most repairs are done in less than an hour. 508-962-2394 or aplusrepairs.net for more info.
Reed Custom Soils, a subsidiary of the AD Makepeace Company, is New England's most experienced precision soil blender. Reed is the leading provider of lightweight planting soil for green roof installation, stabilized stone dust for nature paths and pedestrian walkways, bioretention and rain garden soils, and specialized soils for athletic fields, including your Spillane Field. To learn more, visit reedcustomsoils.com.
Bottom of the ninth, Cotuit in front of Wareham 8-4 with the 7-8-9 hitters coming to the plate. But first, just a reminder, this broadcast is a copyrighted production of the Cape Cod Baseball League. Any unauthorized duplication, retransmission, or other use is strictly prohibited. With Dan Shalam, I'm Adam Hipsky. Last gasp of air for the Gatemen. Trailing by 4, they put up a 3 spot in the 8th, but they need 4 to extend the game. It's an Alyssa Watling intuitive pitching change, and Rob Cooper makes the move to Eli Buxton.
A guy who's been here all season, 8th appearance for the Kettleers, and in his last one against Harwich on the 10th of July, 2 innings of 1 hit, 1 run ball, pair of walks, and 3 strikeouts. Looking to close this one out here.
Lefty, righty, lefty. 2 up in the 9th. It starts with Chase Cruson, the center fielder who doubled his last time up for his first hit on the Cape this summer. First pitch is a fastball up and away for ball 1. Just a 2-pitch mix for Buxton.
Fastball and the cutter. So really no off speed for him. Just relies on different variations of that fastball.
1-0. Hit on the ground, right side. Tried for the backhand. Moran lets it slip by. And a leadoff base runner for the Gatemen. A 2-hit day for Chase Cruson, his first of the summer.
Well, if you want to start a rally here in the bottom of the ninth, that's the way to do it. Get your leadoff man aboard. A dive there from Moran. He can't grab it, rolls into right, and now a pinch hitter coming for the Gatemen.
It's Jason Wax, the left-handed hitter on his way to LSU out of the transfer portal. Coming in for the designated hitter, Carter Groen. So no defensive changes needed for the Gatemen. Groen was 0 for 3 with a couple of strikeouts. Back-to-back left-handed hitters. Swings at a first-pitch fastball. Taps it foul. The four-seamer sits low to mid-90s. The cutter of 86 to 89. Buxton in his 8th appearance, none so far this summer against Wareham. The 0-1. Hit up the middle, sinking fast, drops for a single. Back-to-back base hits for Wareham. 2 on, nobody out, bottom of the 9th.
There you go. Just stringing together base hits. They're clearly liking what they're seeing right now from Buxton. And another pinch hitter coming.
Yeah, it's Tony Lira, first baseman typically, but digs in for Henry DeGiorgio, the shortstop. So if this game is extended, that's a defensive maneuver that Ryan Smythe will have to make. But for the time being, I think he's content with just trying to extend this game and getting it there. 2 on, nobody out. Buxton sets up. Pitch. Lira loads up. Takes. Strike 1. Goes to the fastball that time. Lira did play yesterday against YD. Was 0 for 3 with a couple of strikeouts. The 0-1. Waves and misses. Cutter. Lira chases at it. He's behind 0-2 after back-to-back singles. Cruson off of second. Lira off of first. Last time Lira was home, it's a breakout game. 2 for 4 with 2 RBIs. The 0-2. Swings and misses down on 3 pitches. So Tony Lira pinch hits for Henry DeGiorgio. And there is 1 out in the bottom of the 9th.
That's about the last thing you want there, to go down on 3 pitches after generating a really hot start with back-to-back singles off Buxton. You don't want to allow him to get into a groove, and obviously now a double play as well ends this ball game.
Nobody holding on wax at first. Defense playing Hamilton straight up. First pitch to R.J. Hamilton. Waves and misses, 93-mile-an-hour fastball. But the two left-handed hitters in this inning have recorded hits off of Buxton. The one righty and Lyra went down swinging. Now the righty and Hamilton. 0-1 breaks away. It was interesting because Ryan Smythe went to Tony Lyra, the right-handed hitter, in place of the left-handed Henry DeGiorgio. One ball, one strike. Buxton sets and fires. Cut on and missed. After Lyra went after it low in the zone, that time Buxton gets Hamilton to wave at it high. And the count's 1-2. See it right there. 1 for 7 with runners into scoring position today. That one hit, an RBI double from Dylan Dubovic. 1-2 outside. It's the most productive swing today from any Gatemen hitter. Drove in 3 runs, made this a ball game, but Cotuit padded its lead with 2 in the top half. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Bellin sets up outside the pitch. Slider. Can't clip the zone. Count runs full.
And obviously a big pitch here. Loading the bases would bring up the tying run in the form of Connor Cuff. Got to be disciplined here if you're Hamilton.
3-2. Buxton's payoff. Roped right at the third baseman, and it's snagged by Dawson Park. An absolute scorcher that was pulled from the right-handed batter's box, and Hamilton lines into an out, and Wareham down to its final one in the 9th.
That is so unfortunate because that ball was smacked. It was actually to the point where the ball was buried so deep in Park's glove that he couldn't lodge it out. It was hit that hard. So you could see it right there as he adjusts it, but just a matter of inches. Can't be mad about that if you're Hamilton.
See him playing with the web of his glove. It's up to Connor Cuff to extend this game. 2 outs, 2 on. First pitch. He checks his swing. He did not go. It was close, but Cuff holds up. Doubled his last time up. Came just inches away from clearing the right center field fence. Wareham still tacked on a few in that inning. 1-0. Out straight back. Buxton with some help from his defense. Park with next to no time to react. The 1-1 on the way. Inside, nearly hits Cuff. Third baseman gets ahead in the count. 2 balls and 1 strike. Buxton readies the 2-1. Cut on and missed. Cuff down to his final strike. Wareham trying to build up another one of its miraculous comebacks this summer. This one would top them all. Tying run still on deck. 2 strikes, 2 outs. Here's the pitch. Cuff spoils it foul. Needed every bit of it. Cuff in just his 7th game of the summer. Trying to give Wareham a chance to get back into this playoff race. 2-2. Swing and a miss. Buxton slams the door, and Cotuit takes it in this pivotal matchup for playoff positioning. It's the Kettleers that go home winners, 8-4 the final.
Wareham had its chances, but just felt like every time they got close, Cotuit pulled away once again. I mean, if this is a 2-run game going into the 9th, maybe it's a little bit different. But in a game that both sides needed to win, Cotuit comes out on top today. They were ready to go from the jump and took advantage of Wareham's mistakes.
It was a long game, 3 hours and 8 minutes. the final recorded time, and you see why, Dan. It was a lot of sloppy play from Wareham pitchers early on.
It was. I mean, in those first 5 innings, there were 7 walks issued, 5 base on balls, 2 hit by pitches. Just allowed Cotuit to get into this game, and then they hit situationally, scored those runs.
Yeah, both the Gatemen and Kettleers with 8 hits apiece, but kind of felt like the difference was Wareham issued a total of just 5 walks. It felt like a lot more when you talk about the wild pitches, 3 of those, 2 hit by pitches. It was really the Kettleers just taking advantage of the opportunities that were there.
That it was. They did exactly that. And maybe if they don't, 4 of those runs don't come in to score, and this is a different ball game, but that wasn't the case tonight.
So Jacob Burnham gets the win for the Kettleers. Peyton Lee goes down with the loss. Cotuit, 8 runs on 8 hits, 1 error in the field. Wareham falls on 4 runs, 8 hits, 2 errors in the field. Gatemen dropped to 9-18. Cotuit on to double-digit wins. It's a 10-15-2 season as we wrap up Game 27 in this Cape League summer. One last time for the Gatemen ahead of the Cape League All-Star break. It comes tomorrow night. First pitch scheduled for 6 o'clock at Doran Park. For Dan Shalam, I'm Adam Hipsky. One last thank you to our entire production crew. Thank you for all the work that they do behind the scenes. All right, we will talk to you guys tomorrow night.